Hello everybody. Yeah, we've got another stream. I was gonna do a weird Wooden Potatoes reads Reddit thing, but I don't know. I think that'd be really crap now, so I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna have a different kind of stream. I'm starting a little bit early as well. I think we might play some Scourge, and we're gonna be in map 2. It should be a good one. And hopefully we get lots of people around and it should be awesome. So anyway, hello to you early birds. Gonna go put the pre-stream video thing on now while I make a cup of coffee, and then I'll pretty much be ready to get going. So yeah, hello everyone, and let's do it. See you in a bit. All right, hello, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, we kind of rushed into this one here, didn't we? Woo, baby. Oh, yeah. Hope everyone's all doing all right. Hope we're having a good day. We were in sub-only mode, apparently, a second ago. So I, from memory, remember the command that I was told like 3 weeks ago. So I'm pretty happy with that. Quite often I realize as I get older, I'm not very good at just retaining random pieces of crap as information. And that was actually quite important that I know. What we should do, one day we should do a sub-only stream and see what kind of cash we can rake in. If I reckon that would actually be quite fun to do. I reckon if we were getting about 3,000 to 4,000 viewers consistently, I reckon it's about there that my chat and my community would go to shit. I reckon it's at about that level that the memeing and the emote spam and the all cap spam and stuff would get too much, and it's about at that level. If I was a proper streamer, this is all hypothetical and doesn't actually matter, but it would be at about there that I would be like, okay, sub only mode forever, just so that chat can go back to normal. Is he super quiet? Am I super quiet? I hate the internet. Guys, if I'm quiet, it's not really that I'm quiet. It's probably that the game volume is too loud in comparison. Yeah? So you've turned it down? Let's try it this way. Someone says, I've been running Maunders. Do you mean Marauders? Marauders gear? No, your audio is perfect. Audio is fine for me. Okay. Sounds fine for me. Alright, well that guy's just a knob then. Sorry, guy. I'll run ducking today. Why not? Could be fun. Right? I guess it would probably be quite fun. So we can turn this up and we'll see how that works. Hopefully it should just work out of the box. But yeah, so hi guys. I was going to do a stream today where we were doing Reddit and I was just going to read the big story, a spoiler review thread. I've even got it open right now. I'm looking at it right now. And I don't know. On the pre-stream a second ago, well, not a second ago, about half an hour ago, I was looking at it, and I don't know. It was just like, I don't know, uninteresting to me. I'm not going to do it. There's another thread as well. To be honest with you, there's a thread on Reddit right now that I so wholeheartedly disagree with. The quantity of things I see online at the moment that I wholeheartedly disagree with is going up and up and up. And I'm beginning to wonder, maybe it's me. You know how people say that people who are old are stuck in their ways, and people who are old are unopen to new ideas, and people who are old are like, they're too stubborn, right? And they're arrogant about their worldview and blah, blah, blah. You know all those, right? And we all like to think that we're not going to be that. We all like to think that we're enlightened and we'll keep that kind of youthful optimism and that desire to explore and try new things forever. And we won't. All old people, you know, you die long before you're in your coffin, right? You die the day that you're perfectly content sitting in front of the TV with your feet up and your ready meal on a tray on your lap, and that's it. That's your life. And then there you go. That's kind of it, you know. Or the day that you keep going on holiday to the same location or whatever. Anyway, I'm scared of being that guy. I'm scared of being that guy. I think we should all be scared of being that guy. And I've realized, like, it proper bums me out lately. Like, over the past 2 years, it's crept in more and more. It really bums me out and just depresses me. And I can imagine this being an anger for other people. It bums me out when I see people who don't agree with me, right? I think what's actually happened is I'm becoming less tolerable of people who don't agree with me. And I think that's a real problem. It really, really scares the shit out of me that that's a thing. So yeah, like, there's just so much on Reddit at the moment. It's just so often I'm reading it, I'm like, how? So, like, the thread I'm talking about right now, okay. Can we please, he missed the word please, but this is a can we please thread, make no mistake. Can we, like, these people will, anyway, can we please discuss how repeatable hearts go against anything that made the original system? It's just a giant bitchy whine post with some reasonable stuff in there, okay? And all the comments that agree with it, I just, like, I hate, I loathe, I just don't agree with any of them. They're all people that are like, I won't do a nerd voice, okay? They're all people that are like, it's unbelievably bad design. I can't understand why they'd lock a vendor behind a heart. How stupid is that? ArenaNet and more, how can they ever lock rewards behind a heart? This is like There is no good in that. There is no, and it's like, people say that with absolute sincerity, and I'm dumbfounded at comments like that, because it's so obvious why they lock the rewards behind the heart. It's to get you to do the heart each day. And I like ideas of like doing subsequent ones a bit faster, but it's like, I'll tell you why people don't like these hearts. Here's the God's to honest truth. You can read that thread. I'm not going to go on about it. Here is why people don't like Path of Fire hearts. It's nothing to do with good design. It's nothing to do with how much flavor there is. It's nothing to do with how varied the tasks are. Because in all of these respects, the Path of Fire hearts are amazing and the best hearts they've ever put in the game. They are brilliant hearts. They've got lots of different things to do, and the more you focus on the game and more you are content to go at a slow pace, the more joy you will extract from them. These hearts are incredible hearts. Here's the reason, and people will argue other things, but here's the actual reason people don't like the Path of Fire hearts. It's because they take a long time to do. That is it. The average MMO player is only interested in rushing as fast as they possibly can to the end of the rainbow, to the Griffin, to the end of the story, to map completion, for completely nonsense, arbitrary reasons. And that is it. That is the reason people are rebelling against these hearts. It's because it takes them longer to do. They're actually really good hearts. And I quite like the rewards behind them. I think that like the daily reward you get from them hasn't been good enough. I don't think the trader keys are good enough. I don't think the caches are good enough. I don't think that whatever those daily crates are, I've really looked at enough at the moment. But it's so frustrating to read. It's so frustrating. And all these poor people, these poor sensible people, sitting on like -1s and stuff for putting completely proper, normal, candid commentary. It's ridiculous. Let me find one for you. Some poor guy was on like -7 for just saying something perfectly normal. Here's a guy, Lemon Dish. He's on -2. And he said, well, you can speak for yourself, OP, but I find hearts to be an enjoyable experience precisely because they're not giant Zerg events. Those are so boring. There's no strategy, no need to understand any mechanics, except for a small handful of big world events like Tequal. So he's saying he likes it because they're kind of a solo endeavor, and I think that's a reasonable opinion. Maybe it's slightly off topic because he's given a criticism of open world events, which isn't what the thread is supposed to be about, and maybe he is justified to not have many, to have a couple of downvotes, because it is pushing it off topic a bit, which is really what the system's for. But, you know, that's a reasonable comment. But why it was downvoted is because it went against the circle jerk. That's why it was downvoted. I'm still reading more here. Oh, but it's not just this thread, though. It's like there's a lot of Discord, and I don't know. I'm a cynical man when it comes to the quality of online communities, the longer they exist. I tend to think that the longer a community exists and the bigger a community is, the more, like, varied opinions and weird and odd and unnecessary opinions and opinions that don't understand the product and stuff start coming in. The more Discord there is, the less unity the community has, and the weaker it becomes, generally. People will sum this up by using the word toxic, right? And as any good Stellaris player knows, you need to build that unity stat, guys. But unfortunately, sometimes you've got to purge some factions. And companies won't purge factions in the real world because that loses them money. So there you go. Online communities through the lens of Stellaris. Discord is cool, though. Nonsense, arbitrary reasons. What about keeping up with the Jones? What fucking whores, nothing else. What Jones? Tone the swearing down, Cordis, a little bit. I think the stats given by Mo have built up this hypocrisy. What hypocrisy? Sorry, what's this? Just to make cash? But once you've unlocked all traditions, your unity is worthless. I'm not a good enough player to have got all my ascended perks yet. I keep getting destroyed because I get into, like, peace treaties with empires that then immediately go to war with fallen empires. So I'm sitting about with like a 2k fleet and I'm getting attacked by like a 10k one. It keeps happening. I will have my blog be victorious one day. I will. I'm actually in the middle of a really good campaign at the moment. The Guild Wars 2 subreddit is not a giant ball of hate. It's not. And that's totally unfair to say. But I do I do find myself very frequently looking at opinions that I cannot fathom why they're... Well, no, I can fathom why they're there, and it just frustrates me. But there's this thing that all hearts are only chores. Like, here's a person who doesn't enjoy hearts. The majority of them are quite fun, and it's free rewards for like 1 minute of your time, and the majority of them can be completed by doing those events you mentioned nearby. Oh look, somebody who understands doing dynamic events makes hearts goes quickly. Downvote. This guy was on -1. I put him up to 0. I mean, he is exaggerating and say that they only take 1 minute of your time. You don't have to state that a heart takes 1 minute of your time in order to justify its existence. Like, making that argument, hearts are good because they only take 1 minute, and basing it on the raw rewards of the heart, which is just a couple of silver and a bit of karma, which most of us don't care about. That argument is sort of a bad argument to do because, one, it's not even necessarily true, but two, even if it was true, that's not what hearts are supposed to... That's like playing into the discussion that the only things worthwhile in games are getting them instantly and getting things quickly and getting in and out. And, you know, that's just so counter to what it takes to build a strong user base in an MMO and an environment where you have an active community and value for your money as a consumer. It's baffling to me, but it's kind of this weird thing we have across all of gaming now where it's just like, it must go faster, 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 faster. So anyway, and hearts have got their downsides. You guys know that I think that. You guys know that I've got a balanced opinion about hearts, or what? I mean, we all think our own opinions are balanced, don't we? I'm not. Basically, I'm not the one that should be able to say that. But you know, I've talked about what sucks about hearts, and they could be better. But yeah. Anyway, this stream is not supposed to be about that. Anton Jakob Zellner. What are we talking about the Raven for? What is this? Do you want a ball of hate? Try R Dota 2. Personally, I like hearts. It gives me some guidance and objective. I also posted in that thread against the general opinion. So far, I haven't gotten any downvotes. Well, good for you, dude. When Guild Wars dies in a few months because Path of Fire killed it, will this become a Paradox strategy stream? The thing is, I haven't played many Paradox games. So, I mean, this is the only one. And all I ever read about it online is that it's like a shell of an experience that will only be good as they plug more DLCs into it, and that specifically diplomacy is awful in Stellaris. Apparently, compared to other Paradox games, it's really bad. Now, there's mods and stuff, but I'm playing Iron Man to get achievements, so I can't mod at the moment. But man, yeah, I'd love to just do some Stellaris stuff for you guys, but there'd be like 5 guys with little flags in the corner going, woo, wooden potatoes, Stellaris. The cross-section between my audience and that Paradox game is probably quite low. But I'm playing it because there was an expansion recently, that's all. I should try EU4. Yeah, I hear a lot about it. Maybe if I get bored of Stellaris and then there's not... But there's so many other things too. So. There you go. There's the guys with the flags. Woo! Speaking of getting things quickly, I noticed something interesting. While doing daily events in Queensdale, I found myself opting not to use any waypoints as I travelled around the map because I preferred riding the mount. I was a bit worried about the mounts letting me skip maps, but I'm so excited to explore them with mounts. That's a cool story right there, and I like that. What I think, though, is I want you to confirm that you're still doing that in a month. Or in 2 months. Hell, even like 2 weeks. Because I somehow doubt. Is this stream EU or NA? Good question. You know, I've done so many NA streams lately. Should we do our first EU stream? Should we? In a long time. Since Zero to Hero ended. Who's up for an EU? Should we straw poll? Let's straw poll. I want to see. Because NA really did very well yesterday. So, oh, this is some classic stuff right here. So, if you guys are watching, you don't need an account or anything to do this. There's a link in chat, which you can click, and it will allow you to vote on which region you want to play in. So please only vote in this if you're actually going to be playing today, right, with me in-game. If not, it doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. 5 years after the game released, I still rarely ever use waypoints since I like running around seeing stuff maybe I haven't noticed before. Yeah, but I don't know how much you've played in those 5 years. That's the thing. You see that on Reddit a lot as well. Oh, I'm a player since launch, and I only just got my first ascended backpack, right? Like, and it's like, yeah, you're a player since launch, are you? Just because you installed it once at launch and then disappeared for 4 years does not make you a player since launch. And people only ever write that in their comment to try and make it seem like their opinion has more validity, and it's so manipulative. Gross. I recently re-enabled YOLO Mouse with your old video as a guide. Since then, you seem to have a new cursor pack. Are you? If so, where can I find it? Actually, I'm not running YOLO Mouse anymore. YOLO Mouse has this, like, joke cursor in it, which is the Nyan cat. It turns your cursor into the Nyan cat, like flying on a rainbow. And I accidentally, while running YOLO Mouse, assigned that to Skype. And I couldn't I didn't know why. I thought I had some horrible, horrendous thing had happened to my PC. I kept seeing the Nyan cat whenever I moused over Skype. And I couldn't remember the binds. I couldn't remember how to clear the options. And I didn't want it, so I just uninstalled it. But I do kind of want it back. Like, the only thing you really should say is how many hours you've played. Playing since launch doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Disregard any comment you ever see as having more worth if someone says, I've been playing since launch, right? It doesn't matter. It means nothing. It's a platitude. Is it a platitude? It's hollow, all right? Perfect impression of me. I've been playing for all 5 of those years, smiley face. That was not specifically an impression of you, sorry. That was my vaguely nerd voice. You don't get what's so great about PUBG? I get what's so great about PUBG. PUBG's, like, thrilling. To be, not that I've played it, but I understand that format, right? I really get what's fun about that. I've always liked permadeath experiences, and I've always liked, and you know, that's essentially the PvP continuation of that. Royale games, right? My friend has been playing since launch. He has 200 hours in. 4K plus hours, okay? I mean, I'm not making any judgments as to what is a good... I've got no idea. That's the thing. I don't actually know what the threshold for high hour count is for your average person. Like, I saw someone who was genuinely a new player, like a really new player, who'd only been playing like about a week or so, and they had barely any AP, but they already had like full ascended stuff. And it wasn't like they'd spent their credit card money. They had like all account bound stuff. Like, they had clearly gone into Guild Wars 2 and power gamed Guild Wars 2. They had gone, seen some guides, had guidance from their friends or whatever, but like the depth that they got into the game and how quickly was quite ludicrous to me. So I don't really know what the average person's experience is and when we should really start. I mean, it's so odd with MMOs anyway. Give me any other game in the world. If someone spends 30 hours in that game, they've got some worthwhile opinions about it. But if someone with 30 hours came on to me in Guild Wars, I would question what they have to say. Maybe the point is we need to read the room a little better. Maybe a 30-hour player does have valid opinions on Asuran movement animations, but maybe they don't have good opinions on the depth of the mastery system when it comes to mounts versus Heart of Thorns implementation. Do you know what I mean? Like, did you say Royal Games? I see. I really like the pack in the video for YOLO Mouse, but the sharp pack... I saw someone on Twitch with another one as well that was just like the regular cursor, but then they had a black circle around it, like a halo. Don't really know how good that is, but I saw someone was doing it. Could have been an all... Yeah, it could be like a Smurf account. I agree. I accept that very much. All right. How'd this straw poll do? Sorry, this is a weird stream. I say that every stream, don't I? That's so annoying. All right, EU got 70% of the vote almost. So, EU it is, I guess. Goodbye, Crystal Desert. Is Crystal Desert full? It's very high. Maybe I can get back. Maybe. Maybe one day. But goodbye. What server should I go, guys? First person to tell me a server, an EU server, with the code 88. And that server cannot be full. So you got Fort Rannoch, Ruins of Sirmia, Aurora Glade, Fissure of Woe, Arborstone, Black Tide, Underworld, Whiteside Ridge, blah, 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 blah. AG88, Aurora Glade. Aurora Glade. Oh, there we go. Aurora Glade. All right, we got it. Just out of curiosity, why did you pick Aurora Glade? I'm logging in now, guys. We'll get to see the game in a second. Aurora Glade got downgraded. Your world transfer is currently in process. Please wait a moment. Did they buff Deadeye? It seems like the Malice is building much faster. Maybe you took a trait. One of the traits speeds it up, I think. Because you have never met Jadexi before, and it's about time. Play an RP server, get those opinions. They were always unofficial, though, right? Rip your pips and world versus world now. No, it doesn't work that way anymore, Royal. The way it works now is... what is it? It's like you get a bronze... It doesn't matter what server you're on. You just needed a bronze chest or something, I think. I can't remember, but it's the loyalty thing is different now. It doesn't matter if you server transfer. Do you think that Spellbreaker will be useful in PvE? I think it has been, and I think one thing that I haven't talked about enough is the amount of boons on the Awakened and stuff. So Awakened gain boons if you're attacking them at range and stuff. I guess we'll see. Today I'm going to be playing Scourge. It's going to be really fun, and I guess we'll see how that goes. Oh, I forgot. I've got a video to announce this stream, and I haven't even posted it yet, so I'll do that now. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be playing Scourge. Ooh. You have free server transfer because you're a content creator, right? Yes, I do. If people want a little bit more of a story on that as well, most people don't realize this. What actually used to happen is there were like multiple different groups. One of the groups were ASP, right? The Authorized Shoutcaster program. And it was the people in that got the free server transfers. And that was built for them specifically so that they could cast matches EU or NA. It didn't matter. And I never had that, even though the ASP did. I could have joined the ASP at any point, but I didn't. And, well, maybe not at any point. I know I definitely had a couple of opportunities, but I decided not to. And I remember that I kept asking, hey, can I get transfers? ASP's got it. Can I get transfers? ASP's got it. And they were like, we don't know anything about that. We don't. And I was like, I know they've got it. I talked to people in the ASP. I know that they've got it. And eventually, everyone else got it too. So it actually started as a casting thing. But yeah. You love my Scourge. You can survive so much. So then eventually I got it too. And yeah, I can now swap any server to help with the communities because that's relevant. It truly is. Is there a class in the game that is just worse than other classes? I know that you can do better with a weaker class when you are just good at the game, but is there a class that does less damage than the others and has not very good support for the team? It depends on the metas. See, the swings and roundabouts are quite fast here in Guild Wars 2 land, I would say. So sometimes you'll see something really people just trash on, and sometimes it's a bit better. But the thing is, you've just asked a generic question there. What are you talking about? Are you talking about fractals? Are you talking about raids? Are you talking about PvP? Are you talking about world versus world? Are you talking about open world? Are you talking about story? Like, each of those areas, the classes have different capabilities and strengths and weaknesses. And it's because there's so many of those and so much of the community tunnel themselves into just one or the other that most opinions you'll ever find on balance in Guild Wars 2 are terrible. They're just bad. They're really awful opinions. Unrealistic opinions, uninformed opinions. And mine would be too. Mine would be coloured in the wrong way as well. So I can give you my best shot. But the best thing for you to do is just play. And I would say, if you ask that question because you've come from other MMOs, Guild Wars 2 is not that bad. So people will fixate on changes, but Guild Wars 2 isn't that bad, I wouldn't say. It's not like, oh, literally this... Most MMOs fall into one of two categories. There's horrendous balance and entire classes have absolutely no way of playing. And then there's a massive grind to make ults and stuff. Or there is balance, but they're all incredibly homogenous and boring as hell. And there's very little difference, and people will pretend there's more, but there's very, very, very little going on, really, in terms... But by doing that, there's balance. Guild Wars 2, they're not homogenous. Balance can be bad at times. Generally not that bad, because they never make things that hard. But as an advantage, making ults is very easy in this game. And that is a big part of this too. So you don't have to worry too much, because getting ults is very comfortable. WP, what do you think Weaver is lacking? I don't know. I've not played enough of it. So I can't really say, to be honest. I I'm nervous to do it, but I do feel like playing a power sword build wasn't the best way to go about it for me. One of the things I struggled with more is when you swap to a new attunement, it's the left-hand side of your bar that gets that attunement's abilities, not the right-hand side. So your power utilities you don't get. So it's not about not having access to double attuned stuff. It's mostly just like if I want to swap to air and cast the 4 to give myself a little bit of swiftness, that's really frustrating on a Weaver, because when you swap to air, you just get the first 3 and then you have to swap again afterwards. That's the more annoying part, and I find that happens quite often. Or if I swap to fire, like, people don't realize, but a huge amount of quality of life on an Ellie, on a staff Ellie, comes from Burning Retreat, the staff 4 and fire. It's a huge, and that's like pretty buried now. You can't really get that as on demand as a Tempest or a Core Ellie would. So there's like little things on a staff there, and some of the other weapons. I ran every single weapon combo possible, and I ran a lot of different runes and a lot of different stat sets. But I didn't run any raw Condi. So I don't know, because that whole side of Weaver I haven't really experienced much of. Let's see if this world transfer is done. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bore everyone. Oh, hold on. I changed my password for this as well. Let's see. And it's not that my experience on Weaver was terrible. There's also some other weird things going on with Weaver at the moment. Like, people, I think, have an inflated sense of how strong it is. In a raiding scenario, that is. It's like, you know, all I've played is open world. I've not weaved in world versus world. I've not weaved in PvP. I've not weaved in a raid. So, you know, what does my opinion count for, really? A little bit of a lackluster open world experience. That's what I'd say. And is that the worst thing in the world? Probably not. So, all right, loading it up. Whispers. Wow, we're already doing giveaways, B-boy. All right. Before we've even got to the game, the legend B-boy, can we only do one, dudes? Were you not at the meeting where we talked about how we're running out of money and running out of skins? We don't need to do it double. Let's just do one. Yeah, pick one of them. EU poll is winning. Yeah, we're swapping to EU right now. Have I played PvP at all after Path of Fire came out? No, and I'll do you one better. Have I played PvP at all outside of like 3 random matches since Season 5? Also no. Yeah, we're running out. We do a lot of giveaways. Yeah, I know, but so let's just do one. Let's see how it goes. That was the idea. All right, okay, sorry, just type into people there. All right, so yeah, we're going to give away a Black Line skin here, guys. We're going to give away a Black Line longbow. And so the way that the giveaway works is you just type a word in and you get a chance to win. That's it. That's all you got to do in chat. If you are a sub of mine, you get 10 times the luck. So that's the way it works. So the keyword is... We'll wait for it to go. And it is a bit of a cheaper skin, because like I say, we're running out of money, but we'll see how it goes. Because we're doing slightly cheaper skins now, and B-Boy wanted to give you all 2, and I said no. Let's see how excited people are with just the one. Keyword is schlongbow? Maybe. So, you guys know how good I am at Fashion Wars 2 now. You know that I've been getting on that, right? And I'm doing really well with it. Just you watch to see my Scourge. And I'm not... There's going to be people who go, not like this, blah, blah, blah in chat. I'm not even joking. I like this Scourge. It's not even a joke. So are you ready? Infinite loading screen. Oh, baby. Yeah. In Guild Wars 1, I could hold the mouse wheel down and, like, more granularly zoom in and out. And you can't do that in GW2. Oh, snap a bap. Look at how Alolan we look. Oh, are you not titillated? Look at that. So here we're rocking the new backpack from saving from making Amnu neutral. This backpack is. We're rocking the Elonian armor, but the headpiece is what you get for finishing the story. It's the funerary. To be honest, I expected worse from you. So yeah, I just wanted an Elonian character, and then we've got the Great Sword of awakened variety, and we've got an awakened axe and an awakened Warhorn. And I wanted to run axe to get a bit of a range thing on, because again, I'm going to be an open world on this, so QOL, important. So yeah, and we look like a shark, don't we? And we got the gold and the blue matching with the backpack.
Raheem's recruitment drive has really paid off.
Not like this role-playing. Yeah, and I'm playing a Power Reaper because I wanted to see what the new Reaper's Onslaught would be like before I get Scourge, which we're doing here today, right now. The weapons don't fit. I don't know what else I could do, though. I can't remember. Are there Sunspear weapons as well? Where is their nose? Why have you awakened me in my heart? Awakened me? What? Oh, look, people are being nice. Oh, thank you, everybody. That's so wonderful of you all. All right, let's go here. Let's turn Twitter off. I will not tweet the existence of this screen. Okay, the key word for that giveaway is Chronomancer. All you have to do is type Chronomancer. Chronomancer. Did I hear any community opinions on Renegade? I've heard a few people saying they're enjoying it, which is nice. I don't know for sure what's so good about it or what's so bad about it, how it feels. I've heard that people just literally run the same Condi build, but they slap a short bow on there. Which is pretty funny to me. So here's a squad. We're going to chill out, guys, and we're going to go to the second map, and we're going to play around with some stuffs. I also heard that Power Scourge hits harder than Power Reaper at the moment. I don't know whether that's in a raiding scenario or what. I don't know how but since I've got all Valkyrie and Zerk gear on at the moment, I kind of want to play with it and see. But yeah. So, I don't know. Where is the Scourge NPC, by the way, guys? I want to meet the Scourge NPC before I do anything else. Oh, wow. That Griffin dies really well. Oh, he looks like a parrot. What? Oh, that is sweet. What is that? Red? Does that have 2 dye channels or just the one? It looks like it's tinted slightly. That looks badass. I have started the Griffin stuff now, by the way. It's in the Necropolis. Really? All right, let's go to the Necropolis. Oh, but I don't want to rush on this character. Oh... No, it is just one die, apparently. It is just one. Okay. Well, let's just go to the second map, then. Let's just go to the second map and see what we've got. So, I don't know how that meta works. I don't know how any of it looks. We'll see how things go. I will turn up effect volume for now. There's something cool about a Scourge on a Jackal that I quite like. Oh, that's weird. When you have the camera like this, it... Oh, look, so you can blink forwards and backwards in that way. That's interesting. Oh, and the other thing. So I did something else yesterday as well. It's going to appear in video footage. Hold on. Before we go to the second map, I want to show you guys the Jackal Puzzle place. Because one of the earliest streams I did, I showed off, like, the idea of the area. But now that I've got the Jackal, I can show you how it works. So if you guys want to do a JP, let's go do that first. Let's go do that. Yeah, people have been telling me to contact Timey after the prologue. Apparently, she appears on a golem or something. So I will look for that at some point. And here comes the Necropolis discussion again. No, we won't have that again. Not unless you want to have it. So, guys, people were complaining about the way that I say Necropolis. Necropolis. I think I say Necropolis because it's like the Acropolis. Yeah? The Parthenon or whatever. There's a QI bit about that I was absolutely just trying to reference there. The skill 1 on the Jackal has no player limit, making it super laggy. Really? It should have a 10 target limit. Oh, but I guess the allied component they forgot to do. That's quite funny. Wow. And extremely strong. The Necropolis. I like the idea that everyone who's complained about it is Scottish. Do you think Scourge will be... you don't want to ask me if Scourge will be raid viable. I don't know enough about that at the moment. At all. Well, no, you are... I do know, actually. You said, will it be raid viable? Absolutely, it'll be raid viable. Will it be meta? I don't... like, speedrunning meta? I don't know. But you got to ask yourself, do you play with players that are good enough to genuinely speedrun every week? Because you're probably not. And in that case, you may as well just play it. It will be viable, yeah. A lot of stuff is viable. A lot. Generally speaking, the power creep these days, like, it's kind of nuts. Like, I reckon they could add an extra, like, 10%, 15% health to Gorseval, and he still would be getting no updrafted by average, like, to bad groups. Still. I really think at that much. And at launch, you know, like, maybe it was player understanding, I don't know. Anyway, so we got this cool special area. Remember this? Remember this place? So now that we've got the portals, we can go into it. I'm going to open this lost chest over here. Oh, we just had another sub. Oh, by the way, yesterday, I'm a terrible human being. I really am. I noticed that yesterday, not one, but two people donated. And I never read their names out. I never read their lovely messages out. I never gave them any recognition. And I'm a complete twat for that. So first of all, Ocean Omega, 23-month sub, dude. Nice. It's Nuke, Thy Secret. Thanks, guys. Mortal John TV. Remember, all these people are subbing because they get 10 times chance to win in this giveaway. If you do it with Twitch Prime, that's free, by the way, so everybody wins. Raxmar. Soup 2007 earlier. Luna Falcon. I think... Did I already read you? Anyway, scrolling down. Joe Bum yesterday, a $5. He said the best impression of someone saying "suck my D" classic, haha. I don't remember saying that yesterday, but there you go. Kairos, POF hype, donation train hype, go go. He gave me £2.50. It never triggered a donation train. I'm terribly sorry. Oh my god, no, I'm even worse. And Reg as well. Reg said, Tato hi, enjoying the expansion, the amount of content you've put out. I can't play today, but I'm sure the capture will be cool on video too. I think actually I did read that one. So yeah, anyway, the failed donation train because the streamer didn't even acknowledge it. I'll give you a really nice overhyped reaction to the next donation I get, guys, so that we'll trigger a train on that because everyone will be like, oh, I want more reactions like that. And we'll get that going, Kairos. I'm sorry about that. But in all seriousness, all trolling aside, thank you very much, guys. And to everyone who just subbed as well for the giveaway. All right, cool. So we got the chest. So check this out over here. And we can now go into the portal. And you'll notice that it falls you down. Like, you'll just drop out in midair. And you can teleport in midair to land on this. So, you see the idea of the puzzle. Now, I really like this puzzle. To be a nitpicker, as I often am, to be no better than those of Reddit I was just being mean about, all right? I'm going to nitpick here. This puzzle could have been really good if it had a moment where we have to, like, blink into a portal, come out, and then blink again, and then blink again, and then quickly land, and then the ground's falling under us, and then we have to jump, and we have to blink again. Like, they could really have put a very good amount of, like... and this wouldn't have been, like, Chalice of Tears hard or whatever. This would have been really fun. It would have been, like, finding a really decent flow as you move through. I think there's a lot of potential in Jackal JPs. If this is the only one in the expansion, well, there. But I think maybe we'll see more. Look how yellow this gets when everyone has barrier. So, we'll see what they do in Living World, I guess. Uwendal donated £4.20 and said, donation train, PogChamp. Thank you, Uwendal. Here's your extreme reaction. Oh my god, I got £4.20! This is the best thing that's ever happened in my life! Ah! There you go. Enjoy. You can get more of that. Oh no. Please give me recognition. I'm a complete twat. Shamari! Wait, are you quoting me? Or are you... What? Why is that in quotes? Is that me, is it? I'm so happy someone said cringe in chat. I'm so happy. There are like 12 portals in one room in this place. Yeah, it gets really good, but they never do like this is a puzzle in terms of where do I go puzzle. They could have done a puzzle in terms of like a platforming puzzle. I'm sorry for making your ears bleed, guys. Waldir, dude, if anyone doesn't have to donate, it's you. Thank you so much, man. But honest to God. Thank you. Choo choo. Thank you very much. All right, anyway, look, let's do this. People are getting bored, okay? Thank you. I really appreciate the support and kindness and stuff, guys. It's that really makes this more worth doing than YouTube if you get donation trains and stuff going. I never realized, but you can get off of the JP halfway and get a tree over here. That's cool. Oh, we can even land in the tree. Wow. Oh, I guess of course we can. We just got a little bit of Wooden Potato's normal side there. Wait, what? What? The screaming, the wailing. Ugh. That is not normal for me, I promise. Normal for me is sitting here and munching on grapes. And coffee. All right. So here you get Mastery Insight really quickly. Very fast. But if we continue along, you'll notice that there's more to do. So we go into this portal and we're going to come out of this one over here. And we've got to figure out the best way to go. See, like, I think double blink into portal and then blink as you get out of it would have been really fun to play with. But so we can keep going. Will Mirage be useful in raiding? I know that it's got an easy bleed Condi-based Phantasm build that is just the same as the old ones, except you spam the spacebar now, I think, to proc... what is it? Riddle of Sand or whatever it is? Sand Shards, sorry. To proc Sand Shards. So I know that that's a thing. And you can be a solid selfish DPS there. One thing I think POF's done quite interesting, I don't know, looking from the outside right now, is they've done a lot of, like, very selfish DPSs. Or maybe I'm wrong about that, I don't know. But I like the idea of that, more selfish damage. I don't care about power creep in terms of damage, as long as it's a bit more selfish. And I think that, so there's, like, proper role delineation, like, even more so than we currently have. I mean, there already is a lot of it. And then also, I don't know, I take it back, I don't like the power creep. I want all these bosses to remain challenging for years to come. So there you're going to have to do it twice to come out. Firebrand is selfish in that it doesn't sort of have a self-heal, but I think it's got insane Aegis generation. So, like, it's actually quite obscene. And I think for, like, formats that aren't raids as well, that's even stronger. Doesn't it refresh it? Can you choose to refresh your F1 on kill as well? So outside of, like, Fractals, I imagine Firebrand, all the Aegis pumping out and stuff is really quite... and I don't know what else it does. Again, I'm not good at this stuff right now. I'm really not. The amount of theory craft and channels that I should be following and discussions that I should be participating in to have any kind of reasonable opinion is just... And I haven't. I've been playing the game. I've been doing open world stuff. And you guys know the pace I've been playing is quite slow. So yeah, there I messed up, but I'm not too worried because I want to show you sort of a smoother run through where we're not constantly stopping and starting. Deadeye's pretty selfish because no one's going to use the might generation. I mean, like I said, I've said it 1,000 times. I want the next raid wing to really key into the new assets that this generation of elite specs have. I want like a DPSing flak role in one of the encounters coming up. I mean, hell, I think that they still need to do something that's good, that has an advantage for a stealth-based character, which they've never really played with properly. There's a lot of stuff like that, actually. Did you know horses exist in the Guild Wars lore? Horses appear in every one of the 3 novels. They appear in each of the novels? Do they really? I don't know whether that's true. Is that actually true? Can you give me a page reference for that? Or where are you hearing that from? Because I'm guessing you haven't just read the novels. You might have just read the novels, actually. Didn't you say recently you were reading the novels? Yeah, the novels aren't the best. 2 of them are alright. 1 of them's bad, but 2 of them are alright. So there you go. We do the double teleport there. I think we already came past all of this, didn't we? So now, and you'll notice the temple goes quite high. The idea is we're going to the top of that. So now we jump over here. And now this one you can overshoot if you're not careful. So you want to be slow with it. And voila. Oh, no, not voila. Oh, I'm an idiot. I was supposed to go in. I had no trouble with this before. It's not like this has been trouble. I thought I was already in the temple, but there's a double teleport you have to do. It caught me out, guys, in my hubris and thinking I could remember exactly how it went yesterday. I screwed up. You can just fly in with a Griffin. Yeah, welcome to Guild Wars 2 going forwards. Interesting, valuable content? Fly over it. Wouldn't it be great if you had a teleport out of a teleport? Yeah, no, I knew that there was one of those here. And there's another one we do later as well, anyway, inside the room. There are some of those. I mean, like a triple thing as we go forward. And I mean, like, quite quickly paced as well, right? So, like, maybe you'd pick up stuff as you go that instantly refreshes all your endurance if you TP to the right place or you take a certain route that allows you to keep going. I actually think this would be an amazing race as well, don't you guys? I think this would be a really good race format. Or maybe what I'm starting to talk about more there is an adventure. Do you think X-Pac 3 will add flying or just different ground mounts or neither? I don't know, because I've got a video. It's actually weird that Royal just mentioned the horses thing, because I've got a video going out today saying that the horses... I don't want a horse, basically, because the franchise has always had fun playing around with whether they exist or not. So the idea that everyone's going to turn around to me and say, oh, they exist in the novels. But I don't remember any really major things. A grappling hook. We already got that with... thingy. Yeah, there you go. I mean, and like that, that's not a double teleport, really. That's just double tap in space. I mean, like turning and stuff as well. So here, look at this. Look how amazing this room is. I mean, this is a cool area, is it not? And you guys are obviously welcome to come. Beautiful. So we got to figure out, it's now a puzzle, right? Where do we go? So there's a big one in the floor, and if we go into it, there's a bit of delay on it, which is a bit annoying. You'll see it just, well, hold on, let me demonstrate it properly. I was trying to land on the thing, but I shouldn't. If we go on it, you'll notice we just sort of fall out and land down. So, that's not the way to go. So what else do we have? Well, if we run up here, we've got the way we came in, which you probably don't want to go into. We've got this. This looks like an obvious route. Oh, and I swear to God, I pressed jump, but the Jackal was already in midair right when I pressed jump because it, like, bounced down the steps. So we missed it. So let's try that again. Let's go slowly here. And, oh, look, there's a place here. Where did we get to? Oh, but look, we're just right back where we started. So that's not fun. So where do we go? So the idea is, right, at least this is what I think the idea is. You go through here. And I missed the angle slightly there. But you go into the portal that's like right in front of you after a double TP. Like so. Okay. And now we've landed again. So like what I mean is like go through that and then teleport to the left again as we get out or something. I don't know. And now we got two choices. Oh, let's go in this one. Oh no, we fell again. No. All right, so we try again. So we get here. And now we've got this. So let's drop down. Oh no, we fell again. Oh, okay, so let's try this again. So, oh, I forgot. So we need to go into this. And then... That wasn't the one. It was, I went too quickly. We need to wait. We need to hold the TP for a second. What? How didn't that take me? I was right on it. The char should be mountable. Yeah, so the things that will appear in the video are Siege Turtle, discussion on the Juggernaut and why I don't think it's good, Oak Hearts, Dolly Axe, Golems, Spider, Rhino. Oh, I forgot where I was because I started talking about mounts. Shit. And a few other things. So there's been a few. I thought I was right at the start here. So yeah, it's about a 20-25 minute video. Pretty much standard. So what we do is we drop a little and then you go into there. There you go. And oh, I think we made it, guys. Ooh. Ooh, look. Look at the room all the way down there. And we're all the way up here now. I wonder where we can go from here. Well, there's another portal. So let's take it. And now we're here. Now these guys actually really hurt. I don't know whether you guys... Oh, I was targeting the wrong one. That's... These guys actually really... So when you're on your own, be careful on this one because they can actually be a real challenge. Luckily, I got my trusty axe. And we got this. Now there's 3 chests you can open. I already did these today because I did this shortly after reset. So there's 3. There's like one of each type of chest. You can climb up obviously to fight the Djinn if you want. And of course we do because we haven't had any of that sweet Reaper's Onslaught gameplay here. I knew I should have popped stab. I knew that I should have. So this actually drops the cooldowns way slower than I was hoping. So the trait is not as fun as I was hoping. I thought it would chunk down, not the exact same as Death's used to chunk it down, but I thought it would be somewhere in the ballpark, and it feels very slow to me. So yeah, as I auto, the cooldowns of all my other stuff drops. This Breaker's Bar, never mind. Can't really show you the gameplay with the big Zerg here anyway. But yeah, so, and then we get another portal. Ooh, so what's in here? Oh, we got to be on the right guy. Okay, there we go. It did take us. And now we're on, like, even higher. We're, like, right near the top of the place. And we get a bunch more Jinn. This is where one of the Griffin eggs is for the Griffin collection. And I think there was something else as well. I don't quite remember, really. Man, being in Shroud with loads of barrier. Oh, there is nothing sweeter. There is nothing sweeter. More tanky. More. I actually think the barrier, the Jackal barrier is pretty strong. I think it's a bit overpowered. Maybe it's just because there's a lot of Jackals here right now. Maybe it's that. But Christ. Obviously, the bug that it can hit lots of players is unintended. So there is a question of, at this point, can you, like, climb even higher? Can you get to the top? And I did try, but I couldn't. So I wonder whether you need the Griffin to do that, and whether that's like an intentional thing. The thing is, even the mini Griffin, if you will, that you can get from this nest over here, right? If you don't have the masteries, if you don't have it fully unlocked, I don't even know with the masteries if you can, but like even the double flap, it doesn't quite work. So you can land on this. Let me just be clear, you can land on that, but then it's just sort of like you're under a lip, and as far as I can tell, there's not much more going on. So I don't quite know what's going on there. And then I just flew off, so... Oh, the chests we got a second ago are at the very top. Oh, really? Is that? Oh, I see. So that's the arena place above us. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. It's the place we were before. Ah. Congratulations to Mr. I, who just won the giveaway. Hopefully, we can do another one later. So you get double chance to win now, because we split those two black line things up. Oh, I'm so sorry. Deviant Shark. Deviant Shark said, screw it, I'm chewing along choo-choo. Oh, guys. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that. Really, I'm sorry I missed that. I guess the train died there because I never even... Well, what? Was that a train? Does that count as a train? What do you think about all the Scourge utilities and the heal being unusable underwater? I don't know. I've barely played Scourge. If you have a look, this is my Necro. This is my Scourge progression. I've only played it in the pre-release stuff. All right, so let's go to map 2 now, shall we? And let's see what we got there. And I'm gonna walk. I am gonna walk. I think it'll be fun. Let's go on Della and Bunny. Oh god. It's okay. We have full damage resist. Yeah, baby. Too good. Too cool for school. Too cool for full damage. Too cool, too full. It's still in play. Mystery didn't answer. Oh, they're re-rolling. Oh, Mystery. Old donation trains when WP asked us to stop are better than new trains. Just kidding. Oh, is this train... This is because I'm asking for a train, is it here? Please give me money. Please, sir. Please, may I have some more? More? You want more? Yeah, he's not here. We're re-rolling for the winner. Let's re-roll. You are utter shit at making builds. Is there any place I can find solid builds for fractals and open world? There are places online, yeah. I would recommend, actually, that you you spend more time trying to get good at it yourself. The more people we have who actually understand, who have come to conclusions themselves and visit those websites for verification more than anything else, the more people that we have in the community that are like that, the better the community will be. The more people we have who just visit meta battle and take it as gospel, the worse the community will be, in my opinion. So I always feel a bit weird recommending people, oh, just go to meta battle. You know, there's a lot of fun in Buildcraft, and there's a lot of fun thinking about stuff like that. And I don't think the game's so punishing that that you have to sort of skip all of that and go listen, have other people tell you what to play. I don't know. It depends. I mean, if you're in group-based content, it's different. If you're in a group and the group says, "Hey, can you run this, please?" You probably should. But yeah. Not that. Remember the Twilight Arbor Dungeon Day train? I think this is really bad, isn't it? I think I remember maybe 2 or 3 donation trains I've ever had. I remember like one really ridiculous one I had once. Like it was genuinely actually insane. Were we in TA during that? I don't know, it's the weirdest part of streaming to me. I kind of don't like thinking about it. I kind of don't like the idea of being obsessed with it. So, because I haven't done the story, can I not go through the gate? Or can I anyway? Pass through the gate. Oh, I can anyway. Interesting. If POF kind of took the gliding movement parts of Heart of Thorns and expanded on them, I hope X-Pac 3 does the same for the faction-related things in Heart of Thorns. Yeah, I think, you know, I said in a video yesterday that to me, one of the biggest failings of Path of Fire is the social aspect of it, and I stand by that. I had a lot of people in my comments saying, no, WP, you're wrong, the social stuff's okay. But it also, I think it's people who are defensive because they want to love the product, and they don't like hearing me say anything bad about it. And I got a bigger taste of that earlier in the month. I think it is partly that. I think there is a lack of objectivity there. And people are scared of a prominent channel, you know, talking derisively about it. But I think also, a lot of people think that what we're looking at right now, that this is social. What's the most social thing about this right now? I'll tell you what it is. It's not that there's all these people wandering around with me. It's that you're listening to a stream where I'm talking to you and we feel like we're a part of a conversation, we're a part of something. That's what's social about that. And that's entirely provided by the community there, and my own initiative and so on. There are some people who think just because you see other players around, that means that the social sides of Path of Fire have been fulfilled. Like bounties, right? Oh, bounties are social because there's loads of people there. You go to LFG and there's loads of people. Player population does not equal satisfying the social aspects of an MMO to me. It just is. It's not even close. Now, bounties might have social sides to them while we're waiting for bounties to spawn and you talk to people at boards and stuff. I haven't experienced much or any of that really, so I don't know. So I'm holding my opinion there. But just the idea, like someone said, no, I disagree with you, WP. There is lots of social stuff. I had people come and help me with events all the time. I've gone downstate and people have come and saved me. It's like, yeah, but that's not the whole story to me. Like, you might think that's enough and you don't feel alone and stuff, but it's still playing alone together to me. Stuff like what we did yesterday, where we as a group went into World vs. World to get the tower with a specific objective to do all that stuff. That's social stuff. The Zomaros event, where you ask people to join you and you talk about where the pressure plates are together and you collaborate and communicate, right? That's social stuff. Things that make you friends is social stuff. Someone charging over, pressing F on your body and charging off is not making you a friend. He's not your buddy now. I hate to break the illusion for you, but he's not. And so, yeah, I do still stand by what I said. Bounties might have filled that hole a little bit, though, and I'm excited to see how much they have. Press F to communicate. Yeah, I know, right? Alright, so I wanted to come here because I wanted to do the meta. I don't know where it starts. I don't know how it starts. I don't know anything. I also know I want to do a race here on the stream. So I've done a stream race of the previous map. And slowly over the streams, I want to do each. So we'll go do a race as well. We'll do this event here and then we'll go do a race. And we'll see who wins. I think the Griffin might be really strong on this one because it's a very vertical race. Yeah, who doesn't like slaughtering Choya? My opinion about the social aspect of an MMO is wildly unpopular. I think classic WoW is a perfect example of what a social MMO should be. But people these days really dislike being forced to socialize with others and even complain that they want MMOs to have a more solo aspect and less needed interactions with other players. No, I believe me, shots o'clock. I feel like a kindred spirit to you there. It's a thing of like the more convenience you give your player base, the less communication and collaboration there is, because like, and it's I think Guild Wars is like the embodiment of the opposite of what you're talking about there, because like Guild Wars 2 was founded on not wanting to wait around and have fun. Guild Wars 2 was created like the way that they functioned, wanted their class balance and stuff to be, was because the devs never appreciated any value in standing around waiting for a monk at Ergo's Warren. And a lot of us have like nostalgia goggles for that, and we're like, we look back on it and think it was fun, but it was actually boring. Like, it's incredibly boring standing there for like 2.5 hours waiting just because you don't have that last crit barrager joining or whatever, only to wipe 10 minutes in and then wait several other hours. Like that, you know, you remember when you finally got into Ergos and it was incredibly exciting and it was really scary because you knew if you wiped that was it and all this time had been invested. But the actual time investment itself you forget about, right? Like things always look better in that respect in the past. So there's a lot of nostalgia goggles there. But I do think there is value in stuff like that. Like the example I used to talk about with Matt on Visual Wood about 2 years ago now is we both played the game Maple Story, which is like one of these classic like Korean grinder games that's just like ridiculous, and anyone who likes Guild Wars 2 will hate it, right? But I've always found it interesting seeing the way it did some of those systems. In that game, right, if you wanted to go from one island to another, if you wanted to go from one continent to another, there was no fast travel, there was no waypoints. You had to wait at a port for a ship to come into the harbour. And then you had to, and while you were waiting at the port, you were standing around with other players and you were talking to other players and you were getting used to them. And then once you had, you got on the ship, you had to wait like 20 minutes real time. You just had to stand with your little avatar on a boat waiting to get to the mainland, to get to the continent. And for those 20 minutes, you would be communicating with people around you. You'd talk, you'd make friends with the people on the boat. Right, and that is so inconvenient, and that is slow, and that is so obnoxious, and that is so frustrating, and that is so not what Guild Wars 2 is. There's nothing about that Guild Wars 2 would ever touch with a barge pole. And people in this community will profess to hate in it. But I must admit, I see a lot of social benefits to that. And I can see coming out of that and having an adventuring party ready to tackle the new continent together. I can see stuff like that, you know? So it is interesting. My prediction, if the idea of the MMO doesn't become completely unfundable and sort of die, all right? If MMOs in sort of the classic big RPG sense that we currently think about do persist in any way, my prediction is that we will see a return back to that by the end of the decade. People will start looking more and more at that kind of experience, and they won't like the rush junk food kind of maximum respect for your time. And I think people will have their fill of this flavor of MMO, and then it might flip back. That's sort of what I'm guessing might happen. I don't know. I probably only, admittedly, I probably only think that because we like to think our opinion's the right one, and it's probably a part of it's like, well, this is what I like, and I play a lot of MMOs. It's just going to take everyone else to catch up. It's going to take everyone else time to become enlightened like me and understand the true strength of an MMO. And then there's probably a little bit of that in there, which I wouldn't want to be in there, but I have to admit, you know, it's probably somewhere in my psychology. But yeah, you know, I see genres and implementations of things. They come in waves, you know. Like historically, if there's any fans of film out there, you'll know that like for the past 40 years, horror as a franchise is something that gets very popular and then dies away, and then gets very popular and then dies away. Like these things wax and wane. They come in and out. And I think that, you know, design principles behind MMOs will do the same as people get their fill of one style and then they go to another and they get another style. The way I see it, the most sad thing, the most disappointing thing, I'm not going to get that yet. Oh, actually, I am. I can get that. So here's a Griffin Feather. The most disappointing thing is that most MMOs that have catered to that style of experience I just talked about, the Broodmother makes no effort to stop you. You sense she wants you to take her egg to the Spear Marshal's lament in Vabby. She even seems willing to take you part way there herself. So yay, we get a Griffin. My only upset is that the MMOs that cater to that kind of player, they all forget so many other things. Like, why Guild Wars 2 is great is because it doesn't have a horrible douchey cash shop, and in other areas where convenience genuinely matters and has nothing to do with it, there is no detriment to putting that convenience there. Guild Wars 2 understands and does, and other MMOs don't. Like, other MMOs are so terrible for actually providing decent, well-polished experiences. They're so bad. And it's like, it's a real shame, you know, that there is no Guild Wars 2 on the other side of the river. There's just not. It doesn't exist. They're all shit. Sorry. But yeah, my opinion. We're doing a 4th reroll now for someone who won. Jesus. So here's the race. The race is starting in 3 minutes. The meta is starting in 20, so this works out pretty perfectly. Is sub chat still on? Can we turn sub chat? Can we stop doing quite so much sub chat, B-boy? I kind of want to see what people had to say in that discussion a second ago. I feel like a lot of people have been forced not to. On the other hand, you guys can sub and you can always talk. Yeah, think about that. It's a perk. Cheers, B-boy. My life is as depressing as MMOs these days. WP, how about having a good LFG tool? Yeah, so that was something I saw as well. A lot of people were like, no, there is a lot of social stuff. You just need to understand LFG. And I think LFG is powerful. It doesn't go far enough because LFG is kind of like the band-aid on the top. The actual core game doesn't make you want to talk to people ever. Or communicate in any way. So LFG will only go so far, but LFG does help, and I do agree. I think the main thing with LFG right now is there's some slight issues with how it works, but I actually think the main thing with LFG is this goes back to Corteria, and if I were to rebuild the personal story, I would have a moment at about level 20 where as a story step, I'm not even joking, there's no word of a lie here, I would have as a story step something that requires another player. And it specifically teaches you how to press Y and how to click on this tab and how to use LFG. So that the people have more of... There's more unity in what people understand about the game. Because I do think there's a lot of people who come to Pathfinder, they don't realize LFG's here, they don't realize how it works. I think it's the core game's job to acknowledge these systems that now exist and properly guide people to them at a correctly paced way. So you don't have someone learn what LFG is instantly. You don't log someone in and in the Shaymore instance say, oh, here's LFG and here's masteries and here's this and here's this. That's shit. That's terrible. And that's what like a single tutorial instance would do. What you want is you want to rebuild the whole story so that it gradually filters in explanation of this, that, and the other thing. Of stuff like salvage all. Things like that. And, you know, I really would do that. As much as I want good story and world building and genuine lore and stuff, and I want it to be really immersive, I would also want that core personal story experience to do a lot for the gameplay of, you know, teaching people about gameplay mechanics, even if that does come to a detriment of the believability of the story or it feels a bit weird. You know, Guild Wars 1 is a good example. Guild Wars 1, one of the first things you do in that game is you get a quest that says... all right, you got to go north of the wall. The only way to go north of the wall is you need to find a friend. Here's how you party. Here's how you go out. Oh, God, it's already started. And I think that that's important. You know, it was more important in Guild Wars 1 to do that because it had much more of a co-op leaning. Did I miss the... I always miss the first one. This is, like, bugged. I don't know what this is. But I think Guild Wars 2 could benefit from stuff like that as well. For what it's worth as well, I mean, I'll be... What the hell is going on here? Oh, there we go. Alright, we gotta be slow. This is a bit weird. It's super bugged. No, come on, why? This must... Whatever is causing this must be what's causing the sand portals to break as well. Wow, this is pretty awful, actually. That's interesting that the water is a hazard. You know, I would go far as well to have... the personal story be like a two-man experience. Really, I don't think it's too hard to find one person to play the game with. I would have it be soloable if you're max level and you, you know, you're good at the game and stuff. But I would have it generally designed to be two-man. And heavily, because then people are making friends, you know? Go find someone in Queensdale, find it, you know, meet people just like we did for campaign missions before. But I don't know, maybe I'm talking about a different game. Maybe it's never going to be Guild Wars 2's job to be like that. So here I've been knocked off. This is the hard thing with this race, getting knocked off. Meta is ongoing. Read it. Oh, yeah. Explorers are digging for treasure. Oh, and we chose to do the race instead. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, I guess we will... I'm going to kill this scarab because I think I'll break combat once it's... No, I won't. I just got shot by a cart happy. Keep running. This is a pretty good race, actually. Ah, this poison. I don't want to get hit by... Ah, what did I got in combat with the checkpoint? Really? Did I just see a packet of damage hit the check? Oh my god, and now there's this harpy. Come on, man. I'm gonna kill it. That I should break now. Please let me break. Please. Yes. So I did this on the skimmer before, and it was actually pretty good. You guys saw it appeared in a video. I'm sad there's no TM in all of POF. TM? Sorry, what do you mean TM? Yeah, people really like this song. Trademark? Yeah, that's what I thought when he said that, yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh no, we don't really need the teleport. Ah! Oh, we made it. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby. I love the races. The races are really good, aren't they? But what's our incentive for doing them exactly? You so rarely see people doing them. Is that just because the rewards are terrible? What is the incentive for doing them? God, I 31. I came in 32nd. God, I did bad. 32nd? Congrats to whoever came first there. You beat a 30-man race. That's actually pretty exciting. Nothing. This expansion has no content. No, as ever is the problem with Guild Wars 2. There's a lot of content, but how they make you go, how they incentivize you to do content is the problem. Because they're very kind and happy and easy, and they give you things very quickly, so... What about trying a Guild Wars Factions type system to the Masteries, where you don't level them XP, but group content related? I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I think the whole thing needs to be gutted. To be honest, I feel like all the rewards in POF are pretty underwhelming. Well, of course they are. They gave you everything out the gate. Well, I don't know. The Elite Specialization Collections, I think, will be fun, and someone just mentioned that in chat. And I think that they will be fun, and I'm looking forward to them a lot. Some of the armor sets apparently are quite tricky as well, and that's nice. But really only relevant for people who care about Fashion Wars 2 and stuff. There's no incentive to come back and play on these maps. Everyone will go back to Heart of Thorns metas in a few months, honestly. Well, to that, I mean, we've had a lot of chit-chat about this. We've had a lot. What I will say beyond that, beyond talking about bounties and stuff, is there is a chance. I don't know whether they'll do it. What do you guys think? Here, let's do a straw poll. Before I talk about it, I want to see what you guys think. So, here's a question for you all, and I want you to give me your opinion. What is the Expansion Pack 3 team doing right now? Sorry, the X-Pack 2 team. Who will be making X-Pack 3? Are they making Expansion 3? Are they doing a Path of Fire 2.0 patch? Or are they doing something else, like Living World Season 1 or whatever? What do you guys think they should do? No. What should this question be? What do you think they are doing? What do you think they're doing? Not like what you think they should do, what they are doing. What do you think they're doing right now? Because there's a chance that right as people will feel exhausted with POF, they come back in and we get a POF 2.0. And POF 2.0 is kind of like the reverse of Heart of Thorns, where they add more long-term rewards and they add what casuals will call grind. God, I hate that I just used that word in that context. But you get what I mean, right? So what do you think? Something else could be Living World Season 1. It could be Super Adventure Box. It could be destroying the Mastery system and rebuilding it. Hype. It could be rebuilding Corteria. Hype. I don't know. You get what I mean, though. Expansion 3 being concepting and groundwork. That doesn't matter, though. It could still be X-Pack 3. They might have been concepting and laying groundwork already. Why couldn't they have started that a few months ago, once most of POF was locked in? And remember, Living World team is a different chunk, and they've just been working away. They've been working on Season 4 since Siren's Landing. Actually, they've been working on... Let's think about this. This is quite exciting. Season 4 has been being worked on since Lake Doric was added to the game. Yeah. Remember the Lake Doric patch? It was at that point they started progressing the story. Maybe even earlier. Who knows? And yeah, the Raid team work independently. The World vs. World team work independently. The Balance team work independently. I don't know whether they're all Express teams right now, but yeah. Most of the game devs aren't a part of architecture or concepting. They still need something to do. No, but what I'm saying, you Endor, is that like 4 months ago, the people who are responsible for architecture and concepting did that, and so they're ready to fire on all cylinders immediately on X-Pac 3 already, right as Path of Fire launches. Do you understand? There's a huge balance patch needed. That's fine, but you know that's irrelevant. Test. Okay, it works. Just a test. Okay, B-boy. All right, so we got this meta. How does the meta work? Explorers are digging for buried treasure. Events award explorer notes. Use explorer notes to find chests and earn bonus loots. Explorer. I don't have any. That's a daily chest. Oh, here's another thing I wanted to do. Oh man, I'm close. I'm really close. I want to get my Living World backpack finally. I want to be done. World vs. World is amazing right now. I don't know why you guys shitting in World vs. World. Oh, is World vs. World really good? People are doing that because they've been told to think World vs. World is bad, and they haven't like looked at it since Territories and since the backpack came in and all of that. And obviously new elite specializations offer massive changes in meta and gameplay and Zerg fights and stuff, but people won't think of that. They'll just declare it's bad. Like I saw on the R Gaming thread that Beta Ace X made, where lots of people started looking at Guild Wars 2 again. Someone said, how's the PvP in this game? And they immediately got a response saying PvP's bad, don't do it. And I feel like that's a shame. You know that Game of Thrones lies, power believes power lies where men believe it lies is a trick, a shadow on the wall. That's kind of true for PvP games too. Like, it's not fair to immediately blast Guild Wars 2's PvP when a new batch of elite specializations came out instantly. It's not fair because you don't know, actually. Maybe PvP is really fun right now. It's still based on conquest, and if your issues are with conquest, then fine. But, you know, like, the truth is they won't take it seriously because they've been told not to take it seriously, and maybe they could have. You know, and I was a bit sad seeing that because it's like, we really should all just give ourselves a blank slate when a new expansion comes out. You should really try not to linger on too many old opinions. And that's hilariously hypocritical for me to say, as you all know how many opinions I linger on for how long. But yeah, Scourge is awful for PvP right now. You know what the biggest problem for Necro balance has always been? It's not that it's a bad raider. It's not that it's not got good power builds and stuff. It's none of that. It's that whenever Necro has been strong in PvE, it has been utterly broken in World vs. World and PvP. That's the true problem. Even with the skill splitting and stuff, they're still not away from that. So there we finished that. Now, if we do this, we get loot, and we got a treasure hunting kit. Where's our treasure hunting kit? I just saw it. So here, double-click to activate a scan, special action skill, and a blue circle to help find buried treasure, consumed upon interacting with the buried treasure. So we get this. We can scan. And it gives us an animation showing where to go, which is in that direction. And we can do it from mount back. I mean, someone just said in chat, I wish we had Guild Wars 1 PvP copy-pasted. I'm not too much on that hype train, but I will say I miss Heroes Ascent. That was my favorite PvP this franchise has ever given, like, as a format. I don't think it's required anymore, though. I think with leagues and ATs, all the infrastructure's there now. I really do. And I do gently... This is a bit rich for me to say, because I have obviously no proof at all, or any really well-grounded position to come at this from. But I genuinely believe that if Guild Wars 2 PvP, with its current infrastructure, was added right on launch in 2012, it would be treated very seriously. As a competitive game. I'm scared of using the word esport, but I really do. I think it's got a lot of great infrastructure on there now. But people have, you know, just like with the World vs. World thing, they've declared it's dead and over. You know, if it had, like, a lot of people suddenly seriously looking at it, people who wanted to build events around it, more than a handful of casters, lots of players that were interested, if it could have its fresh slate. But I think the devs are just sort of done with it now. I think the only chance that Guild Wars would ever have... Oh, wait, what happened there? It disappeared. So does that mean that I found the treasure now? I don't think I did. No, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. Like, imagine if they cut out all of the PvP stuff and released it as its own free-to-play game with a different name. That would at least help it to get a clean slate, but let's be real. Even that probably wouldn't do anything worth. I really don't understand. Oh, here it is. Superior buried treasure. Obtained during the search for buried treasure in the desert highlands. Is that it? So the meta is just like to give us loot. And then we just go again, do we? It's up there now. Okay, WP, time to go. Sorry, take your fans and turn them from PvE fans to PvP fans. Go. I don't have that much power, my friend. I don't know. I'm not really sure what kind of a person I am when it comes to competitive stuff. Because I know that I'm a man that can get incredibly addicted and incredibly obsessed. I'm not, and I know I can get reasonably good at the stuff that I do as well. I know I can be reasonably good. I don't know where I cap out though. I don't know where my cap out. And I've had moments with Guild Wars 2 PvP where I've been there. I had a lot of moments with Guild Wars 1 PvP. I've had moments with shooters in the past as well, specifically Halo. Around the days of Halo 3 and Halo Reach, I was like, I played a lot of that, like embarrassingly a lot of that. So I know I've got something in me that can get stirred, and if it does, I could start being competitive and stuff. But I also know that I'm a person who gets extremely salty and stressed out, and on a personal level, I'm quite a cold man. I don't really. You guys know Wooden Potatoes. If I was like in some competitive team or whatever, I'd be like more me. And I think that I can be very, I don't know, cold and quick. And just, so like if I'm on a team with someone and they're not very good, I think I'm not a fun person to play with. I think I'd easily sabotage friendships and stuff just by being outright rude and aggressive and hostile when I'm really off the deep end, you know. Again, embarrassingly so, and it's something I should be quite ashamed of. But I know that that's kind of who I am. The other thing I would say about myself is I'm also very honest. And that sounds like a brag or like, oh, that's a nice quality to have, isn't it? But it's not. That's not quite what I mean. I mean, like, if I make mistakes and stuff, I'm always very quick to be like, oh yeah, I think I fucked that up. At least when I used to PvP in Guild Wars, I was a lot like that. And I think that can end up making me look quite bad. It's like, oh yeah, he fucked up. Oh, and he's being very blunt about it. So I don't know. I don't know how I work in. So there's a lot I would have to find myself in whether I'll be truly a competitive gamer. But there's a lot to be said for being a competitive gamer today. Competitive gaming's only getting bigger. Some of the most money in all of gaming is in that space, right? Please use that voice more. What voice? This sounds like a job interview or some kind of therapy session. It is. I stream for therapy, guys. I'm just like offloading on you all. You want salty PvP streams? See, but I hate stuff like that. I really, really detest stuff like that. I hate who I come across as. Ugh. It's just not nice. It's not nice. It's not funny, Salt. Like, I'm not the kind of person that, like, gets angry and, like, you know, over the top and starts screaming like a child. So it's like, hee hee, that's funny to watch on a stream. I'm like, I used the word cold earlier, and I really mean that. It's like a cold kind of anger. It's a cold, like, deeply, like, judgmental, vicious kind of thing. It's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice to watch. It's not nice to feel. It's not nice. I'm not a nice person if I start feeling competitive. So yeah. I guess we don't have a key for that. That's the main reason I quit playing League of Legends. I hate people on my own competitive side. Yeah, I mean, I fully understand you saying that, Utah. I fully understand you saying that. Let's do this event. I haven't done this on the stream. The Tomb of the Primeval Kings, guys. Speaking of competitive stuff. Oh, yeah. There's a difference between being extremely critical than being yelly and writing in caps lock. Being critical for me is the difference in opinion and personality, but yelling and writing caps is a sign of being a 7-year-old with no control of themselves. There's another thing I'm not quite settled on as well. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that people have, like, top level... When we talk about really difficult games, right? So, like, I've never played it, but I'm well aware of its reputation. And I'm no stranger to strategy games. Competitive StarCraft 2. This is described frequently as, like, one of the most stressful, like perpetually, like, grueling thing. Now, this isn't, like, a co-op thing. So, you don't get, like, all this anger going between teammates necessarily. I mean, you can play co-op, right? But, like, you're on your own generally. But when we talk about games like that, like, it's about raw intellect and, like, just being... Not just knowing facts about metas and stuff, which is what I'm okay at knowing facts, I think. But being able to react and just being able to understand a lot of stuff, but, like that. Do you guys believe that people have, like, top levels to that, right? Like... and I'm not saying genetically, but I'm saying, like, you know, once you're an adult, you've spent a certain amount of time in your life with a certain amount of education, you're used to a certain amount of mental exertion. And some people are just bad, and some people are just good. Like, I don't know how... I'd like to believe everyone can improve, but I also sometimes catch myself thinking, like... And not just about other people, but, like, I am not good enough. Like, I will never be good enough. This is too difficult. The people on my team are better than me, and I will never be able to reach that level. Or this person who's on my team is awful, and they just cannot keep up. Do you know what I mean? And so when I get competitive about stuff, I end up thinking of that all the time. And I think because I quite often lean on the side of, no, this person just will never handle it, or I will just never handle it. That can stir up, like, a lot of, like, you know, that can make it very unfun too. Either because I feel inadequate about myself, or because I feel trapped playing with people that, you know, I'd rather not be. So, you know, there's all this stuff, and because I haven't spent the past 5-6 years, I haven't really been a competitive gamer, so who knows, I might have deteriorated even further. You think everyone can get the top 10% with enough practice, but only certain people will ever get to the top 1%? That's interesting. I totally agree. I feel the same way about a lot of competitive games. I'm just not good at them, and no matter how much I play them, I don't improve.
Ghosts coming in from both sides.
For me, it's a lot about that I can keep focused. That's my difficulty. Yeah, I have that too. I even get that. Like, I wouldn't actually call this competitive at all. None of what I've said here really relates to this, but raiding in Guild Wars is the most vaguely competitive thing that I've had, right? And I find, like, with progression in raids, I cap out quite quickly. So, like, if it's a really long grind, not even progression in raids, but even recently, like the Arc Fractal, like, high levels of focus for, like, 7-8+ hours in a row, or even less, I probably cap out around 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. I become quite bad, and what I really need is a break. I've learned that about myself, while other people can go a lot longer and play comfortably and solidly for a lot longer. Like, I remember my progression on Sabbatha when raids first came out. We were grinding on it for ages and ages and ages, and I was doing the first cannon that spawned. So I hadn't made life easy for myself, because I was doing, like, one of the more nuanced mechanics, and more than anyone else, because every pull I was doing it. And I knew that I kept failing, and I kept failing, and then I was, like, messing up the cardinal directions, and I'd just been going too long, and I just needed to stop and have a break. And it was one of those weird things where when we finally got our Sabbath kill and we all returned the next day after everyone had rest, I think we, like, one-shot it, or we two-shot it, and suddenly everything's full. I have that experience very frequently. So one thing, if I ever do get more competitive, like, I know that that's something that I'd have to do. I can only go at certain bursts, you know?
I'm surprised she even remembers.
Oh, we had a donation. What? Holy what the hell? Rep TXN? Oh my god. Wow, that's crazy. Thank you. Rep TXN donated £50 and said thanks for all the content and keeping me and many others interested in this franchise with a love heart. Dude, that's so wonderful of you. Thank you. What the hell is that? Thank you very, very, very much. When people donate that high, I get a bit scared because I have no idea how to make you feel good enough to deserve that. For me to have deserved this. Thank you, though. Wow. I hope you enjoy. I mean, Ultra Spud's even broken. But everybody give a massive round of applause to Rep TXN. Someone said spend it on pizza. That would be a great pizza. Do you know what you could get from Domino's with that? You could get, like... You could get some chicken kickers. You could get, like, a wrap. You can get some Ben & Jerry's with cookies. If you guys have never done that, right? Get the Domino's cookies and Ben & Jerry's together. Oh, and then you eat them together, obviously. It's like early onset diabetes level stuff, but it's so good. All right, so good. Wow, thank you very much. That's really, really nice. Oh yeah, Domino sucks in NA. Well, I don't know what about people in NA. It's pretty good here though. Who gets rat on pizza? No. Domino's in NA has none of those things? Really? I wonder why there is such a big difference. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? You need a fancy wood fire specialty pizza? I mean, I gotta be honest. One of my favorite things we did on streams was when people were giving all the money for whiskey. Just because, like, I would never spend, like, what did we spend on that in the end? Like 150 quid or something? Actually, I tell a lie. I did. So so that people know, some people were just jokingly like giving money for, and they were like, spend it on whiskey. So then lots of people started, and we made a big thing out of it. I would never spend a ton of money on whiskey. I'm not that kind of person. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not that kind of snob. But I am interested in trying things. And so it was really cool to just be able to buy like some really expensive product and try it out, you know? And that was quite fun. And yeah, in the end, I think we got like, Twitch paid for like 2 bottles, and because it became such a big thing, I paid for another one. So I never actually earned any money on that, but I did get to try some interesting whiskey. So it was nice. We could do like the most expensive pizza stream, right? Where I buy like a ridiculous £50 pizza. Problem with that is though, I mean, the thing is I don't use a face cam. If I was smart and I did use a face cam, all these wonderful things, I'd be streaming on real life. It would be so good. We still haven't even started with Scourge yet. We can maybe look at that soon. A Domino's pizza with double of every topping. I wonder how much that would cost. You could also get like the, is that, maybe it's a pizza. One of them does like a double-decker base, right? Where the actual, the pizza, this is so like, I've never had one of these, but I've seen the pictures of them. Where they're, at least I think I've never had one. Maybe at one point. I don't know. That would be quite the criticism if I don't even remember. But they give you like the pizza base, and then it's got like cheese and tomato, and then the pizza base. So it's like a pizza on a pizza. Easy, just wear a ski mask. Double decadence Domino's. Oh, there you go. There it is. There you go. Double decadence. So you could get like double decadence, double cheese, and then double of every topping. That would probably taste nasty though, because like you'd get like, I don't know, what are 2 things that don't complement one? You get like anchovies and pepperoni together, and you get it like double. Anchovies, pepperoni, and pineapple. Does that sound good to anyone? I don't know. You know, one thing I do want to do though is I want to have like a pizza party one day, where you just get a bunch of mates and family and stuff over, and you buy like as many different varieties of pizza as you can from as many different places as you can, and everyone tries them out. Pizza pie. Oh yeah. I've had that and I felt sick after. Well, there you go. You can make it spread over different sectors, but at that point you may as well just get See, the thing is though, right, like I think a lot of people who say they don't like pineapple on pizza just don't like the sound of it. They've never actually tried it. They just don't like the sound of it. Pineapple pizza is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's delicious.
Knowledge is the greatest treasure.
With curry. Sorry for mentioning pizza. Back to Guild Wars. I imagine the Living World season... Oh, yeah, we had the poll. I imagine the Living World Season 14 would have worked out with the Path of Fire map creators to see what works. You're scrolling very fast here. Do you think this would work with how they charge episodes for maps? Maybe do episode 1 and 2 and give story? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. So the straw poll, by the way, results were that 40% of people think that they're working on expansion 3 already. 36% think that they're on Path of Fire 2.0. And 24% think that they're on something else altogether. So those who said something else, what is the something else? What is that? Enlighten me. What is this, like the SAB ideas? What do you think? I should host a different one, which is what do you want them to do? It's really weird though, because the numbers on that post basically sum up my me internally right now, like, I think, yeah, there's... if I think, what are the odds that they're on expansion 3 versus the odds that they're doing a 2.0 patch? Yeah, I'd probably be about 60-40. And the community in general is there as well, which is weird. Something else is the downtime for free projects. Well, yeah, we heard that they used to do that. I don't know whether they do anymore. What would Path of Fire 2.0 do? Well, it would be a big patch that addresses the major criticisms with the expansion. So, you know, if it was a love letter to me, Wooden Potatoes, it would have, like, guild missions added. It would have another guild hall itself added. It would have more long-term rewards. It would add a mastery line that is not got anything to do with a mount. It would tune up some of the story instances and address some, you know, it would do stuff like that, right? Like, it's just basically one big bulk patch. It's like a content patch, but it's entirely around these maps and tuning up these maps. You know, maybe it would add, like, a more renewable meta, or it would retune some of the metas to feel more like the HOT ones for a couple of people who want that. You know, don't go too deep. You know, address what the biggest criticisms the community have and do a big 2.0 patch. And that's good for the game because it gets people who maybe weren't too hot on it to come back. And it also allows reviewers that might have had issues to, you know, in the comment sections of all those reviews, the community can then go and say, oh, yeah, this is outdated. This was fixed. This was fixed. This was fixed. You know, it's what they did with Heart of Thorns. I think it's a worthwhile endeavor for Path of Fire. As nice as it would be to have a perfect expansion out the gate. So it'd be that. And essentially the cost of them doing that is a slightly diminished amount of content in X-Pack 3 because they no longer have X amount of time solidly to work on X-Pack 3. They only have, you know, they have that minus whatever it took for Path of Fire 2.0. So that's the idea of a POF 2.0 thing. All right, guys. So all hail B-Boy. We're going to do another giveaway. So if you guys have just joined the stream, we do giveaways very frequently where all you have to do is type in on Twitch chat a word and you get in on a chance to win. And we're going to give away a Black Lion skin here. It's a Warhorn. Again, a pretty cheapy one, but hey, who doesn't like Black Lion skins? That unlocks a collection for you. You get AP and all that stuff, and they are pretty, even if sometimes they get cheaper. So a Black Lion Warhorn. Nuke in chat is okay right now, B-Boy. We will just work with it. You can do it whenever. So all you have to do is type that one word. Now, the way it's going to work is subscribers get 10 times the chance to win. So if you have it in your hearts to subscribe to Little Old Me, that would be very lovely. And you get a higher chance to win on all of these. You also get other perks like emotes, badges. And it's totally free for you if you have Amazon Prime. I'm getting so sick of saying that. Christ almighty. I just have to keep remembering, this is like radio. You have to repeat yourself a lot. It's like radio. It's not a YouTube video. It's okay to repeat yourself. So there you go. Good luck, everybody. What do you think of Weaver versus Tempest? I'm still trying to get points to finish Tempest and I've tried them both. B-Boy said, I don't like Tempest. B-Boy's kind of wrong about that. I like aspects of Tempest. I actually like the gameplay you get on Tempest, on support Tempests. I like the gameplay behind Rebound and stuff. What I don't like is the flavor. What I don't like is that the Violent Windy Storm class is a support class and the Delicate Weaver class is the DPS one. I think they're reversed. I think Weaver, if anything, thematically high level, Weaver should have been the support oriented, and the Tempest should have been the big dick deeps. The one with the overloads and stuff should have been about damage. So at its core, I think that there's a weird mismatch going on, but you know, I live with it. It's over now. As the actual gameplay, I prefer playing Tempest at the moment to Weaver, but I haven't played enough Weaver to really know. Wow, look, we got a ton of subs. Thank you, everybody. You just did that. And yeah, Amazon Prime. So many people just did it with Prime there. Don't forget, you get it free. It's totally free. And it helps me. It helps me buy my 3rd yacht, guys. Don't you want Wooden Potatoes to have 3 yachts? Come on now. In all honesty, it would be nice. It helps me buy my Tron Lamborghini, right? All right. I don't know what I'm doing really. We're just sort of showing the map off, I guess, running around, having some funsies. So the key word to enter this one is Springer. All you have to do is type the word Springer. S-P-R-I-N-G-E-R. Springer. People keep spamming our word because it's a joke. And it's a very old joke. And I shudder to think somebody thinks they've just invented that joke every time it comes up. But literally every time we do a giveaway, someone thinks of that and types that. But yeah. A few people followed there as well. Following is not subscribing. Following is just like, it will tell you when I go live and stuff, which is nice and appreciated. But it won't give you the 10 times luck. Just to be clear, it won't do that for you. Where else should we go? Let's go to the big temple, shall we? I like the big temple. Who doesn't like the big temple? Oh, this event's up again. Let's do this again. This seems to reset very quickly, doesn't it?
What was that?
Christ, do you know why they might not have done any enormous metas in this? Because the visual noise is just obscene now. Maybe they don't actually like this being, you know, the gameplay that people see. I mean, God. Weird event because it ends so quickly as well. Nice PowerPoint presentation. Thank you. That's also a very original joke. Lots of people make that. Sorry, no one's ever made that. I messed up my sarcasmometer. You know, you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's broken. What kind of Reaper build am I running with? I'm running a Power Reaper, which is incredibly high quality of life and massive sustained damage for open world. It's one of the best open world builds I've ever played. Power Dragon Hunter is also an incredibly strong open world build. Very, 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 very strong. Just because of all the damage modifiers it gets and how quickly stuff blows up. And then combined with Signet of Agony, all the fields and symbols and stuff you get. And like procession of blades and whatever, all of that's like very, very, very potent. So I guess it's time to get on the skimmer. This beautiful skimmer area. What am I in combat with? Seriously? Look at this horde of Sadhavas. Why are they? Oh, I guess they're attacking my little minions. Okay, because look, I'm getting all this XP for my. Oh wait, I've already finished the masteries because there's only 4. Oh, so that's weird. Oh, I know. Does anyone want to know a weird mechanic? When you are mounted, you are no longer elite specialized. Thus, if I try to reskin my greatsword, the game doesn't know what's going on, and it freaks out because I'm on the mount. So that's a weird thing, and that'll happen with any elite specialization weapon. Oh, the race is up again. Ah. Should we try and do another one? No, no, no. Let's keep going. We already did one. Okay, let's get on the skimmer here. WP, what would you do if someone donates a large amount of money, like 1 to 5,000? Can you even do that? I don't know. Probably probably ask the person to whisper me and have some kind of a phone call with them after the stream to make sure that they actually know what the hell they're doing. And if it feels like it was from a stolen credit card or they don't, or there were any weird flags, I would just refuse it. As for what I do with the money, I don't know. I think that's a big enough donation that it wouldn't go on essentials. It would actually, I'd have some actual, I don't know, I'd have money. I don't know what I'd do with it. Go on a day out somewhere maybe or something. I don't know. It's a really weird thought. So I've never actually been in this portal. So shall we see? Why would people donate thousands of dollars? Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand it on... oh, there's a mastery insight here. What urn are we in now? What? This is cool. I understand it on, like... Oh, look, we got a thing for Warp Blade. Nice. Riddle of the Weaver. The same hands that make the pattern also unmake it. Nice. Oh, all the flavor text. What is this? Prismatic belongings? Oh, is that another champ bag? Springer snare. We've got a bit more karma. How's my karma doing now? 5,000 karma. I'll tell you what, by the end of this stream, I'm going to get the final backpack. I am. It's going to happen. You're going to see it here. Yeah, I understand it. If it was like, you know, a 100k viewed stream or something, a 60k viewed stream, I kind of get it, because you look like the big daddy in front of a lot of people. But, you know, as big as our streams are, I don't think, you know, what's your reward from that? What's the biggest donation I ever got? I think it was £100. I think I've had 2 to 3 people who have given me £100. I think, or it might be slightly over. I think once someone gave me £100 and someone else, I was like, wow, that's insane. That's the biggest I ever got. And then a moment later, someone gave me like 101. I think that was on that donation chain we talked about earlier. God, I sound so ungrateful not remembering exactly, don't I? I do apologise. If someone's watching and they gave all that money and now they're like forgotten and lost in the wind, I do sincerely apologise. You also can't equip core spec weapons while mounted? Really? Oh, so no weapons. Oh, okay. Never mind then. I do like this. This is cool. I want this to be my base. This is my home. I've seen someone donate that kind of money because, oh God, because they plan to kill themselves, not to get dark. You have got dark. Luckily, the streamer talked to him after the stream and fixed it and returned the money. Yeah, like, in all honesty, stuff like that, it would raise a flag, wouldn't it? It'd be like, why has someone done this? Unless you're like a multi-millionaire, unless you're like a 20-year-old millionaire, right? Unless you're like Palmer Lucky, right? I literally can't understand anyone doing that. I wouldn't judge someone for doing that. They're certainly a better person than me. More generous than I'd ever be. So I've never really swam around in the water down here. Peachy already said that this is her BSE, sorry? Her BSE? Sorry, I don't understand. No. Oh, come on. No. Oh, I hate this so much because you're going to think that's insincere. For the love of God, come on, I don't deserve that. That's fucking so silly. That is absolutely ludicrous. Come the fuck on. Yes, I guess you are the high. You might not even be the highest now. I don't know. Maybe someone... I'm so... Wow. Are you sure that you want to do that? DEEGHS. Man, these streams... I'm not a good streamer. I barely do it. It's 2 hours. Thank you very much. I guess you are at the top of the leaderboards. And you will be lost in the wind in a few months. Dude, that's insane. Thank you. I hate this because I try to like separate personal from professional, but at this time it's very appreciated. Thank you. It really does help me out a lot right now, real life wise. Thank you, honestly. Christ. You hosted Peachy, who then hosted Doc, and someone gave him $1,000. Oh really? Wow. Really? On a Doc stream? Doc was only on like 300 viewers. Someone gave... Well, but Doc's a good streamer. Doc does, like, a lot of stuff to, like... Doc is entertaining. You just get a voice donated to me. But anyway, it's not about that. Thank you so much, DEEGHS. That's obscene. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Top of the leaderboard, which I don't even, you know, show people. By the way, there's the temple. It's up that waterfall, so we're going to go up there now. Wow. Man, that's nice. Man, so I can spend that on something that's quite important, and that takes a load off of my mind, so that's really good. If you're wondering what the important thing is, I'd rather not get into it because it's kind of personal stuff, but it does come at a good time, and that helps. All right, screw it, I will tell you. The important thing is a giant pizza. All right, no. But it's going to have all the toppings. I'm going to get it from the most expensive joint downtown. It's It's going to cost me 150 quid. And I'm going to gain 20 pounds a unit. It's going to be amazing. Right, no. But for instance. Jesus. And you subbed a second later with Prime, I see. I like that. I like that you did that with Amazon Prime. It's like, here's all my cash. May as well use Prime on the sub. It makes no difference. It's just funny to see. That face when I started watching this stream to see WP play Scourge. Yeah, alright. I'll equip Scourge right here at the end. Sorry. We'll equip Scourge when we get to the temple, because what's better than burning sands than a snowy thing? Oh, I came here before, actually, but I don't think you can quite get high enough. Or maybe I didn't have extra Springer jumps back then. Yeah, I don't know whether you can actually get to the top from here. If you can, it would be like landing on this. Nope. Rip in pepperoni. Alright, well, look, there we go. Scourge. Torch proficiency. Adept Scourge. Begin training the Necromancer's Scourge Elite Specialization. Ooh. And then if we go here, we're going to get the Scourge's Torch, which we're going to immediately equip. Oh, they gave us Vipers. Good on them. That's a Heart of Thorn stat set, so I would have been surprised if they didn't do that. And then what we're going to do is turn Reaper off. Scourge. Oh my god, the sound of these bunnies. Alright, so one of them gives might, as far as I remember. One of them's like a knockdown. And then there's condies on them. So you got that. And then the 5. Christ, we died instantly. I want Reaper back. No. You say you aren't very good, but your stream is very educational. Like, I don't really listen to in-game story much. I just listen to you or watch your long, in-depth videos. Thank you. What I mean by that, I mean, I think the streams I do are probably okay. But I think people who do face cam and people who, like, have proper subscriber alerts and people who, like, I don't know, people find ways to shill much harder than I do. People, you know, people make a living on this website. I just stream a casual little 2-hour stream 3 times a week. That's all I really do. So, I mean, I think the streams I do are okay, but that doesn't mean I'm a streamer, really, or a good one. Oppressive Collapse. Corrupt the ground under your feet. If they remain within the area, they'll be knocked down. And then grant might, based on how many condies they have. Right, so if I use Signet of Spite, we've got to find an enemy that I have an ally near. I guess I'm an ally, right? I'm my own ally. So if I run Signet of Spite... Oh, you mother... You darn tootin'! Alright, well, that sucks. He's still got a few. Quick. 5. 12. We got 12 might. That's not bad. Pretty nice. And then the wave of torment. Okay, so that's good. Now, also, by getting that skin, we're working on the Guide for the Lost. So this is their special weapon. I genuinely, I derive so much joy from getting these. Oh, it let me preview there. What the hell? Oh, the preview UI was being really with this. So what's the Guide for the Lost look like? Pretty nice. Oh, that actually fits the build quite... The visual, the fashion was too quite well. Okay. We get lots of fun stuff here. Complete a race as a Necro. I guess we can do that because we're right next to the race. So let's go do that. And now let's keep training, shall we? So we're going to get Mantle of Sand. We gain the power to craft sand shadows and command them using our life force. Oh, I never saw. Did we have regular Shroud? Just before I clicked that, did we have regular Shroud? I couldn't quite see. Any YouTube video coming tonight? Yes, there is, on mounts. I really, really want the videos to keep running. The fact that I'm streaming again now, I really don't want the videos to drop off. So there is at least one coming today. It's not a double upload, sadly, but there's one coming. So we get our shades. So, I mean, already, I feel like I've got a lot to learn and play around with now, with the shades. I've got all these new abilities very quickly. So I can summon one there. One there. One there. So does a power Scourge just take advantage of the flat ticks on these? And on this? I don't know, man. This is pretty interesting. Let's try and kill this Mer. And the thing is, guys, in a Zerg, it's kind of hard to do this kind of content. So the skill 2 is OP when you trait it with curses and stuff. But I'm still all on like Zerg gear, and that actually wasn't bad. Yeah. Crit for 2k every time I use one of these. Let's try using a shade and then popping our shroud and standing next to these guys. This feels quite interesting. Yeah, a power scourge. That might be fun to just experiment with and play around with. So much bonus XP there, Christ. Sorry for strong arm in the stream. What do you mean? When, B-boy? You haven't done anything wrong as far as I'm concerned. You forgot to take sub mode off yesterday, but I turned it back on, so it's fine. When's the video on the Shattered Observatory and its lore? Great question, Cordis. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow. That might be a good idea. Because I'm feeling a bit odd about, you know, all the opinions and things. I'm feeling odd about opinions. The barrier highs on... I can't believe we got that fucking £100 earlier. Let me just say thank you for that again. The barriers highs on the Scourge are pretty obscene. Okay. So we got all of those. Let's just unlock the bottom row, the middle row of traits. So torch skills gain reduced recharge and we get expertise. So let's do that. Gain concentration and expertise for each of my shades. We're going to gain reduced recharge and cause our next manifest sand shade to inflict burning. This statistics airing's weird. So we have to go punishment shade, punishment shade, punishment shade. It's a bit like the Riddle of Sand thing on the Mirage. But of course, weirdly, with the way that the devs have done this now... Oh, this is a bit silly, ArenaNet. Oh, so they haven't been that smart. Because what they've decided is you get the middle thing first before any skills. So you get a useless trait, basically. I wouldn't have enjoyed this. If I did this the way I did Weaver, which was very slow, getting each one and really playing... I wouldn't have enjoyed this. This would have been shit. Because it gives you nothing if you don't have the utilities. And you don't have the utilities yet. We should have gotten at least one. But okay. Blood as sand. Reduce incoming damage for each sand shade you have. That's nice. I mean, I don't know about this. If it's supposed to be offensively / support geared, I don't know why they've got tank stuff on there. I think that this is a bit silly. I think this should be like, reduce the incoming damage on your allies for each shade, if they're standing near a shade. Something like that. That would have had more synergy with the idea of a supporty kind of thing. But this line has been about damage as well, the middle line so far. So again, that seems weird to me. Oh, mind you, this is a minor. Sorry, I'm a div. This is a minor, regardless. And then finally, the Grandmaster, Demonic Law. Wow, you really get the overpowered stuff instantly on this one. Jesus. Torment you inflict deals increased damage and causes your torment to burn. Causes your foes to burn. So we can run all of those. That's the middle line. Now, again, I'll need to equip all my Viper's gear and stuff to really have fun with this. So I think for now, I won't. But yeah, I think I'm going to play map 2 with the middle line. I'm going to play map 3 with the top line. And I'm going to play map 4 and 5 with the bottom line. Or 4 with the bottom line, and then I'll mix it up and do different stuff when I get to Vabby. I think that'll be a fun way of playing around. I do plan on getting the Elder Scrolls series out at some point, but it's been a long time since I've played Arena, so I need to like replay it to relearn it and re-understand stuff. This is nice though. I love popping this friggin' 5 here. F5. Twitch beta is still pretty horrible. I've been trying to get used to it for a week, but I hate it. Probably switching back to normal for now. It seems okay for me right now, but I'm mostly just on the dashboard now, so I don't know. It was very laggy yesterday. How long till the next race? Did I just miss a race? Because we get a reward for doing this on the Necro, so maybe we can do one more before we piece the hell out. Speaking of Doc, actually, I was happy to host Peachy yesterday. I was more than happy to, and she seemed to enjoy it. But she said she was feeling sick and was about to leave anyway, and then she felt like more obligated to stay because we hosted her. If I'm going to host some big people for a little while, I would like to host Doc, because it's been a while. Let me see here. I accidentally clicked my own thing there. Is Doc actually live? He's not. Doc, I was going to host you. I guess we'll do a small person today again then. Teapot's not around either. I wanted to give him a host. But I think his... Well, I don't know actually what he's been doing. Or if we're going to host known people, we could do Liquor Troll again. She's cool. We did a couple of hosts on there before. There's a stream called Welcome My Dudes. Look at all these people that just don't have anyone watching. Feel sad. Well, yeah, so the race isn't going. Is there anything anyone really wants to talk about? Oh, Doc was doing a subathon type thing. He played Wild vs. Wild, then moved to South Park, which he actually enjoyed. Oh, is the new South Park game out? Or was it Stick of Truth he was playing? That's another game I want to play. Stick of Truth was awesome. Oh, he streams in 3 minutes. Does he? Does Doc start streaming in 3 minutes? Is he going to be in Guild Wars? If he is, we'll host him. If he's not in Guild Wars, we won't. He's playing BDO. All right, I'll just wait a little bit more. Stick of Truth, he was scared or he was scarred? Host someone new. It's about growing the scene. I mean, yeah, I'd like to do that. Maybe we should host someone new. You'd love to see me on another tea time? Yeah, he invited me to 2 more, but both of them I said no. And I'm afraid now he might be like, ah, fuck it, I won't do it anymore. I shouldn't at some point. Is it tea time that's on? Today is tea time. Okay, we'll host tea time. I haven't hosted a tea time for ages. So if people don't know, probably the best podcast, in terms of viewership at least right now, that Guild Wars 2's got at the moment is tea time. Since all the other ones have died away, they've kept theirs going, and they've been doing very well. And yeah, I guess I'll host them. I want to do a race though. I want to do something meaningful while we wait. Let's go up and get that vista, shall we? Can we just jump straight to it with the highest Springer? No, that's way too high. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Is there a way to climb the tree though? I don't know what they'll be talking about on there. I don't know who their special guest is. Don't know anything really. There are many things we do not know. Oh, we almost landed on that there. That's funny actually. That's really high. What are we supposed to do together? Are we supposed to... Oh, you climb from the cliffs or something, don't you? It's like... The one thing I really hate about my reshade and depth of field is if you ever dip the camera into water, it blurs the whole screen. And what's really frustrating about that is that in some areas when I'm looking up, it puts the camera in the water like here. So then you get this horrible blur on the entire screen for no real reason because you won't even swim in. It's frustrating. So there's a cave we go into. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Lost Valley a lot. Where do we want to go? Down here? I remember doing this before. It's not there's not a hidden underwater entrance to the cave, is there? I can't remember. Let's see. Sorry, someone said, do you notice any Baltec references or anything during your Path of Fire gameplay? Or is that something you think they'll never resolve? I didn't in here, but I would actually expect them to be in Istan, if anywhere. So I think that it's okay if there's no Baltec mention right now. As for when they do it, I actually kind of just want them to play around with it and joke on it more. I don't think they have to give anything substantial. But I have kind of noticed one thing. Today's stream was almost going to be just me reading Reddit and talking about the story and other people's opinions about the story and stuff. And maybe we will still do such a stream. But I kind of realized that most of the story, when they did touch on stuff we wanted them to touch on, they kind of just reiterated and maintained the status quo in most places. And so, do I want them to do that again? What I'm saying with the Baltec thing is that essentially do it again. And I don't know whether that's really is what I want them to do. So, we'll see. Maybe it would be nice to get a bit more. But Baltec was always kind of a weird character and a fun character. I mean, obviously the greatest mystery. I always compare him to Tom Bombadil, right? He's this franchise's Tom Bombadil. And I like that. Except he's a twat. I just want him to be a dick. I want him to be rude to me. What do you think about Livia not being in POF after all? I actually, as soon as the idea that episode 6 was a bonus episode rather than always intended, as soon as that started to float around, I kind of didn't expect Livia or the Scepter of War and stuff. I expect she'll step back up way later in Season 4. Maybe not even in Season 4. Maybe even later than that. I don't know. But if you look, there's a lot of clever things about Path of Fire. Like, you could do a full playthrough of the Path of Fire story and pay very close attention to how frequently and how explicitly they actually talk about Season 3 events. And they don't much. They really don't. And you can tell it's because the Path of Fire crew and the way they had to script that and stuff, they didn't always have the foresight and the understanding and the knowledge of everything that really happened. Now, they can get around it quite comfortably, and they do, because it's kind of like, you know, anyone who watched my Final Fantasy X Let's Play, I pointed out a fun thing that you realize that was going on there. They let you name your main character at the start of that. So you have this really big, rich, long story with all this voice acting and stuff, and they never actually call you by your name, ever. The word Tidus or Tidus is never said in the game. It's never. And that's because there was the chance that people might have renamed it. So they always are, like, wrestling with that in the background. And it's one of those examples, if it was written well, you would never realize that that was going on at all. And it's the same here with Path of Fire. If it's written well, you'll never realize it. But they actually could never draw very express mention to anything that was happening, even recently. You know, I think one of the most explicit things we hear is, you hear, I was there in that volcano, or something like that, with reference to Balthazar and the Flashpoint, right? And that's quite impressive as well, because Flashpoint was at the end of the season instead of early, so you know that they had even more limited time. But a lot of it is like, you know, they just avoid talking about it as much as possible, because that would have been more liberating to the Living World crews, I guess. I don't know. Either that, or the entire script of fucking Season 3 was written very early on, and so POF always knew what it was going to do, or I don't know. But we know realistically they were being done in tandem, right? Yeah, like and you know, they can reference story beats but not express details, like the fallout between Marjorie and Casimir we hear about, but what exactly triggers it and the precise things that happened in that scene aren't talked about. You know, it's just a fun little thing. If you're interested in video game writing, as I suppose to some extent I am, it's a fun thing to look at as you play through. What do I think of the new Black Lion set? I actually got it because I've done so much credit card farming lately. Well, I should stop saying that. I've been getting so many gems lately. Either through gold or through being a partner or through spending money, like I did a little bit of it when Path of Fire came out. I had enough tickets to just get the set, so I decided to just get the set for the AP. I don't actually think they look that good, but while they're cheap, why not? Oh, have you tried enameled dyes on the Jackal? Show some flickering effect for you. Really? Okay. Let's try that out. How long till tea time, guys? I'm bored. And I'm boring my viewers. That's where your 100 quid donation went, to settle a debt. Yeah, I'm in debt with the tax man because I bought 4,000 gems when Path of Fire came out. And I've got, what are they called? What are they called? What are the, you know when you get like a loan with a dodgy group and they send people out to break your legs? What are they called? It's such a basic normal thing and I'm an idiot and it's slipping my mind. Anyway, and I don't mean like repo men. I don't mean like official. I mean like, you know, mafia related kind of. Loan sharks? No, I don't think loan shark is exactly. Enameled. I only have enameled jungle, so. Oh yeah, it's flickering for me too. So do all of the enameleds do that? What is it expressly about enameleds that... Wow, look at enameled... Wow. Yeah, I see that. So is enameled like... got like a shimmer effect to it that it's supposed to have? Is there more stuff in the engine for enameled stuff? Chard does it too. They're still just debt collectors. I thought that was a specific word for like mob boss debt collectors, but maybe I'm wrong. Flame dye. You think it's because they're high texture dyes? I quite like a green wolf on a necro actually. This looks good. It's a glitch. High contrast. All the super saturated gem store ones seem to do it. Yeah, okay. But permafrost meta, play the meta. Yeah, I know, right? I know. How dare I? What happened here then? Why have I got a greatsword back? Oh, right. No, never mind. I never took it off. It was this one with the torch. So let's see how this feels. Is he in range of that? So you only need one shade, right? Having 3 shades, as far as I understand the mechanics here, having 3 shades doesn't give you triple pulses on the Q. So let's try. 1, 2, 3, pulse. Man, I got a 17k tick there, though. Does it? Bondi Scourge feels very strong. Enter the Shroud, gaining a powerful barrier and pulsing energy around you and your shades. Targets affected by this ability can only be affected once per pulse. Yeah, so I would have got 14k anyway. It was just because I got a lot of crits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, and I think the last one didn't crit, so I can see the 14k there. Oh, it does currently, but it's a bug. Oh, so the fact that Power Scourge is doing better is not anything designed. Because you're supposed to, like, spread them out, right? So does that mean the Greater Sand Shade trait is just terrible, basically? Like, I'm not doing anything here. I'm just pressing the Q. Look how quick we get our life force back as well. My God. Oh, someone's got an eye for fine potatoes. The Source 667. Dude, very nice. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. You guys have been very generous today, and it's all very lovely. Braces up, maybe? There, I just dropped this because I thought I was on Reaper again while I was reading chat, so I just muscle memoried, press 1 and then F1 and then 2. I think WP should go to Vabby and ride a Janundu at the event in the south part of the map. Can you ride a Janundu in the... No. Can you? Can you really ride a Janundu? That's got to be a joke. What? Oh, why haven't I heard of this? That sounds amazing. How fun is it? Is it really good or is it not good? How fun is it? Someone tell me it's amazing. You can ride a Janundu. Ah, is it a part of the meta? Power Scourge and Condi Reaper Kappa. Yeah, I know. You get the Guild Wars 1 skills. Really? Why haven't I seen anything about this? Wow. It's okay-ish, says Jerry. Damn it, Jerry. Damn it, you gold spud, you. Dragging it down. This really makes me laugh as you're about to upload a mount video. No, but the video is about future mounts. Oh, you know what, though? When I was scripting that, I was really close to writing maybe they'll give us a Janundu in Season 4. And I'm really glad I didn't say that now, because the comments will have just been full of people saying, facepalm, I can't believe WP didn't know you can already write a Janundu. It would have just been full of that, and it would have made my soul die a little inside. So I'm glad I never put that in the script, but that is cool. I don't actually think we should get a rideable Janundu in Season 4 anyway. That's why I never made it into the script. But damn, that's cool. Jerry says, I'll be realistic. Man. Yeah, someone said Teapot's always late. Well, by doing that, he's extended my stream, so there you have that. We need a moa bird mount and a dolphin. I don't know about moa, though, because moas seem too small. Like, a Norn on a moa? Really? Really? I don't know. Moa are a big part of this game. Unless they, like, introduce some idea of, like, Emperor Moa. Or, like, King Moa. Supreme Moa. Unless they do something like that. I really don't... I don't see how that can work. Do you know what I really want, by the way, in the game? In terms of barrier. I want one of these elite specializations to have a trait, okay, that gives, that spends barrier, or doesn't even spend barrier, but like makes it offensive. Like, who doesn't like the feeling, right? Like, barrier is obviously strong for heals, for tankiness and whatever. But I like the idea of like a Scourge trait. For example, it doesn't have to be on Scourge. Scourge is probably the best fitting because it's got barrier built into it. But I reckon a Scourge trait that is like, you pulse, burning, and bleed. Forget the actual balance of this, right? Just the flavor of it. While you have barrier on you, around you, at an interval of like 1 every 4 seconds, whatever it takes to be balanced. But I think that could be really cool. So the idea is like the sands that are protecting you are now burning sands. I think that would be a really good trait. Don't you guys think that? So you pulse around for as long as you have barrier on you. Or even better, I'd like a skill or a trait or something that means spend your barrier to like push damage out, to like nuke damage or something. Yeah, do you get what I mean? I think that would be fun too. Like, if you hit a certain threshold of amount of barrier, it immediately evaporates, but becomes a pulse of damage based on the amount of barrier that you have, and so on. Yeah. Doesn't barrier remind you of Deep Wound? No, what UI-wise, I guess a bit, but it's sort of the reverse of Deep Wound. So if people don't know, Deep Wound was a Guild Wars 1 condition that reduced your maximum vitality by 20% while it was on you. So it like cut the top chunk of your health away. And it also reduced incoming heals like poison in Guild Wars 2 does. So it was the essence of spiking people in PvP and GW1 revolved around Deep Wound. Because what you do is you'd get someone to below like 50% health, and then you'd slam them with a massive attack that put Deep Wound on them and did a ton of damage. So their health would chunk from like half to like 25% lower, and then like down a little bit, and they'd be like left on 1 health, and then just a tiny stray attack would kill them. And so that was like the way that those spikes worked. You'd land that Deep Wound right at the last moment, and then it was like there were like healing builds would counter that by you'd like have an infused monk, right, who would sacrifice half their health to quickly bump their ally back up. But then the Deep Wound would reduce the amount that the infuse hit for, and then the monk's weaker, and then everybody turns target to the monk to, like, you know, R-spike them down or something. Oh, those were the days. All right, tea time is up and running. So, guys, it is a good podcast. Do give it a shot. I don't know who's on it. But, yeah, it'll be nice to give them a viewer bump, because I don't think they've really been getting what they deserve lately. And even if they are established people in the community, I think that it's worth, you know, spreading a little bit of love around. I'll be on YouTube very soon with this mount video. It will be awesome to see you all. I just want to say thanks again, guys. A lot of people donated today. Obviously, we had a completely nutty £102 donation, which I'm half expecting to be like, you know, like, can't you fake donation somehow? I'm expecting to be like not real in a minute when I go and have a look. But I very much appreciate all of that. You guys are the best, and I'll be back same stream, same time tomorrow. We'll have more giveaways, more fun stuff, better gameplay, and more directed stuff. Maybe we'll talk more about the story and open up spoilers and things at that point. What do you think? So we will see. But there you go, everybody. I'm gonna host Teapot now. I'll see you over in their chat, and take it easy. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good one.